Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Mystery Box Podcast. Today, I will be your host. My name is Steven. Is this the fifth one?
This is the fifth one.
I think so.
Oh, sweet. I'm joined today by my good friends. You want to introduce yourselves?
I'm gonna go first because the one below me has better reasonings. My name's Chappie. It's a good day.
Chappie.
I'm
And
my name's Corvo. But you can call
Corvo.
me Joe. You can call me Joe.
Makes it a little easier.
Does my voice sound muffled with this thing on?
No, it
A
actually
little
sounds
bit?
really clear.
Does it really?
Yeah, on my end at least.
I don't.
Yeah, sounds
I
fine.
want to try and keep it on the whole time, but then I'm like, I'm gonna get so thirsty.
I was say Joe's gonna pull it off halfway through, and it's gonna get so warm in there too that he's just gonna be like drenched when he takes off.
yeah,
his-
my
his
lips are really
mask.
dry.
It's really comfy though. Like I thought it'd be irritating, but it's not. This is my face mask, by the way.
You
like
need to
I
wear
wear
that in
face mask.
public.
I do wear it in public. Not all the way up though.
No,
Like
you need to wear it all the way up.
I pull it down, so it's just this part.
That makes sense.
But it's way better because it doesn't go around the ears. It goes all the way around the back of my neck. So it's like way easier on me.
Oh, I like it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you have any fancy face masks, Steven?
Do you?
No, I've just been using the same surgical mask.
Oh, the
that-
blue ones?
Yeah, the blue ones. I do need to buy more. I want to buy some cool, like, custom designed ones.
Yeah, I bought. Where is it? It's right here.
Show it
bought-
off.
You're not gonna know the reference, but this is from League of Legends. It's just like a normal like.
Oh, I've seen it. The girl, right?
Yeah. They have like
Yeah.
a music video for it, and I was like, this is like the perfect time to get that mask. So I went and bought it, and it's been like
Yeah.
the best thing because I don't mind wearing it everywhere because I'm like, this just looks cool. I'm kind of okay
I
with
tried-
wearing cool things.
I tried playing that League of Legends, not the card game one, but like the normal one, the arena fighter one,
Oh yeah,
whatever.
yeah.
And I was like, this seems fun, but I have no idea what's going on.
Pretty daunting, gotta admit.
I have no. I
Yeah.
don't know. I want to check out the card game though, because the card game looks interesting.
Legends of Runeterra is really fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been playing it for
And
a few
I-
months, and it's pretty.
I need
pretty
a new. Yeah. Okay. Cool. I need a new mobile game since I stopped playing the one I was playing right now.
Don't play Hearthstone. You'll lose yourself.
No, I I asked you once. I was like, should I play Hearthstone? And you literally like you put your hand on my hand and you said, no.
Don't do it.
It's a
You're
great
like
game.
Thousands
but
of
yeah,
dollars
it's-
in. Don't do it.
That's
Corvo
the one thing I don't like about Hearthstone is like I love the game.
Mhm.
Haven't spent a dime on it. I never will. But I feel like because I don't, I will never actually be able to like.
Get anywhere.
Yeah, because it's like play to win.
That's why a lot of people liked Gwent, because Gwent was very like accessible to like, oh, you don't really need to buy stuff. Like if you play a lot, you'll get everything you need.
Oh, I like
Yeah.
Gwent.
Yeah.
Oh, Gwent's on mobile too. I should download
Yeah,
that.
Gwent's on mobile now. Go for it.
Yeah,
Gwent's a
so
good
this podcast we're going to be talking about what our what games we want to see rebooted on newer consoles,
I'm so ready.
the next gen, PS5, Xbox Series X, and Nintendo Switch, or Nintendo Switch 2. Who knows?
Switch
Mhm.
Pro.
Switch Pro.
It's gonna be the thing.
So we're gonna keep it, one per console, but of course we're gonna talk more about other third parties or even some honorable mentions because
Oh, I
I know
got some.
there's a ton of Nintendo games that need to be rebooted, but there's one I want, and well, we'll get to that though. But what have you guys been doing this last week? I've been listening to the new Strokes album. I don't know if you guys are into the Strokes, but they
I like
put
the
out a new
Strokes.
album.
Good.
I've never had
I
one.
think last. Well, I hope you never do.
Me too.
I think of like a month ago they put a new album out, and it's pretty good. They haven't put out an album in like I want to say 7 or 8 years.
I feel
So
like it's been a while. I haven't
It
heard
was a
anything from the
treat.
Strokes in a while.
yeah, I love it.
How- Are you guys I don't think I've ever asked you guys this or as long as I've known you. Are you
Oh.
guys big music guys?
I love listening to
Yeah.
music.
I'm gonna
I
say
don't think-
yes.
What kind of music? I don't think I've actually ever asked this question, and this
Yeah,
is the
we've
most
never
basic.
talked about music,
We've
right?
This
never
is the
talked about
most
music.
basic, the most basic question. What kind of music do you listen to?
That's the
No, I
question.
like. Well, let's talk about this. We'll
Yeah.
take turns. So I'll go first. I like rock music mostly, but I like pretty much anything that sounds good to me. So there are I want to say there's no genre that I don't like per se. Like
Okay.
I can
Okay.
usually find something I like from each genre, even country.
Oh
And
yeah.
people hate country. Well, like they like to say they hate country, but there's a few good country songs out there, as well as like rap and even classical. So,
I think a
but
lot of people say
usually
they hate
rock and
country when they
alternative,
listen to it.
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Old Town Road, come on.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like I think the good question, like we can mention that, but like let's. What about we also mention like what we're listening to right now? Because I listen to a lot of stuff like generally, but I have like 3 or 4 artists that I'm really into right now, even if they're not like in my main genre. You know what I mean? So like,
Yeah, let's talk.
like what are you
about it.
listening to, Steven? Like specifically? So Strokes,
Yeah.
probably.
Well,
The Strokes,
like I
right?
said, I was listening to the Strokes. Let me look at my. I actually have iTunes open. Let me look at my recently played. Um, you know which band I've been listening to a lot lately is My Chemical Romance and
Ooh.
Matchbox 20. It seems because I've been listening
Which
to them a lot.
era of My Chemical
See,
Romance? This is
I'm kind of
important.
stuck in like the was it Three Cheers for Sweet
Revenge?
Yeah,
I like it.
that's my favorite album by them, and of course the Black Parade is good too.
Black
So.
Parade is great.
I'm kind of I think stuck in the early 2000s when it comes to like my favorite kind of music.
Right.
Like late 90s, early 2000s. That stuff that I grew up listening to when I was like, in junior high. That is like my favorite alternative music. So like
Okay.
the Strokes, I loved the Strokes back then, back in 2001, 2002. Now I'm still listening to them in 2020. So there
That's
you
fair.
go.
That's cool.
Linkin Park,
Oh,
Yeah, I used
classic.
to listen.
rest in peace.
I used
Classic.
to listen to Linkin Park all the time when yeah.
What about you, Joe?
I guess I never really like growing up. I listened to I listened to Blink 182, Linkin Park, all that stuff. But like in high school, right? But I think towards senior year, like and a long time after, I honestly there was like a couple years I didn't even listen to music, ever. I just didn't listen to
It
it.
happens.
Because I was like I don't whatever. Like I couldn't find anybody I liked, and then I really like. But nowadays I always have headphones in because I like listening to like instrumental stuff.
Right.
And it's not a big. I guess I love video game music. That's the
Dude,
stuff
me
I like
too.
to listen
Oh
to.
yeah.
I listen to it all the time. Right now, I'm jamming because I beat it. I'm listening to the Persona
Persona.
5, the soundtrack, because that soundtrack is so good. Xenoblade Chronicles 2 has a good soundtrack
Oh,
that
yeah.
I listen to all the time. But that's what I usually listen to. I like listening to music that you can like. That doesn't really. That's not. Most of the songs I listen to don't have lyrics.
Mhm.
But just songs that I can get lost to, and I can just like my brain can wander. And
Yeah.
I'll be like, oh, dude, I'm just like I can imagine
I'm-
myself doing something right now, or something like that. That's what I like to listen to.
What's your favorite track from Xenoblade 2?
Oh God. Track like just song. I think I don't know if I think I got the name right. I think I like Crossing Swords the most. I like that one.
Oh, I don't know what that one is.
Counterattack.
Yeah.
Counterattack is the best one. Like,
Mhm.
but the one I
I
listen to the most, I think, is
Listen to
Crossing
that when I'm
Swords.
driving.
Yeah,
Okay,
I was
okay.
actually listening to that on the way home. I was listening to the Xenoblade soundtrack on the way home.
It's funny that you brought that up because
Yeah.
I actually have this right here, just right next to me. Oh
I
shit.
saw it for a second. There it is.
I see it.
Yeah. This comes with the soundtrack. So I actually am glad you brought that up. Video game music, I always, if there's a soundtrack like in a collector's edition, I'll buy it usually, like Final Fantasy VII Deluxe, just to get like those handful of tracks so I can add them to my library.
That's
Also
what
got
I bought.
this one
I
too.
bought it for the soundtrack.
Oh, that's gorgeous. 3 houses.
Is that what I think it
Yeah.
is?
It's Three Houses.
Oh, dude, I tried to get that. So like I couldn't.
Such
They
a
were
good
sold out. I
soundtrack.
couldn't get one. I couldn't get it.
Yeah, I was
That's a good one,
disappointed.
too.
I wasn't able
Yeah.
to grab it's not Fire Emblem, Persona 5 Royale collector's edition because of the stupid COVID. I wasn't able to pick up my pre-order,
Of course.
and they never even shipped it to my store. So
Lame.
yeah. But anyway, what about you, Eric?
Yeah. What do
Chappy.
you do?
For me, I'm kind of all over the place when it comes to actual music. Like I am one of those people that literally listens to everything. The phrase I like to use is like, I fucking love Slayer. Don't get me wrong, Slayer's awesome. But also, I can get down with Taylor Swift. Taylor Swift is my shit. So like, there's my variety of music. Like, I'm all over the place.
Okay.
For what I'm listening to right now, it's kind of alternating between things that aren't my usual. So like, I'm listening to a lot of Travis Scott right now has kind of been my thing. So a lot of hip hop, and then a lot of Halsey, like ridiculous amounts of Halsey. And
Nice.
it's just repeat.
I saw Halsey live
You son of a bitch! Where?
at Kaboo in
Uh-oh.
San Diego.
I am jealous.
Saw her right before I saw Foo Fighters.
Oh.
Me and Aaron. And the only reason why we saw her is because we wanted to get really close for Foo Fighters.
Oh, she was like the same stage before.
And we did. And you know what's so funny? I think I told you this before, but she actually like stage dived, and she was like literally like a few inches in front of me, and she was just there.
That's
And
cool.
I had never heard of her before that day.
She goes
And
hard.
I was just like, damn, she's pretty. She's
Yeah.
pretty cool.
It's been my
she's pretty
main
hot,
jam for the last like month, honestly. I don't know what it is, but just got super into Halsey's music. Good stuff. She just put out a new album, and it's great. So that's kind of been like what I've been on repeat with for the most part. But mainly
Yeah,
those
you have
two.
a good taste of music.
Yeah, I'm kind of all over. I'm literally all over. And then hopefully once this whole pandemic thing's over, she just rescheduled her like big tour for this album that came out for next year. So I'm gonna try and get tickets to go to that. That'd be awesome.
Well, good luck.
I'll look at the Diet Dr Pepper,
The cream
caffeine-free Diet Dr Pepper.
Everything you guys were saying was just like, because I don't understand music, so I was just like, I just want to listen. 'Cause
Concerts, Joe. They're a thing where you
I've
go.
been to one. I went to a Fozzy concert.
Oh, you went to see Fozzy? That's cool.
Yeah.
Were they good live?
Fozzie Bear.
Yeah, Waka Waka. Were they good live? He was great live.
So that's
He's
what
a
I'm
good-
always curious on. Like, how
he's
do
an
his
ins-
vocals sound live?
He's an insane showman
Oh yeah,
for the most part.
Of
He's
course.
like, I think he made us work for an encore.
of course he did.
So he's like, nah,
Wow.
I need it louder. I need it louder in here. And then we got really, really loud. And he's like, he goes, 5 more songs.
I like it.
Damn.
So that's good. Fozzy is Chris Jericho's band,
Yeah,
and they have some good stuff.
they have some really good songs. Yeah, they're really like.
I think Holy Grail is their best album. If I had to pick one,
Which one is that? That's the one with.
that's the one with that's the one with like the 20-minute song, Wormwood.
I'll have to listen to this. I've never heard of this.
I feel like you would actually like their music. It's really, really good stuff.
Yeah, their
Okay.
music's good.
Yeah, music's been on repeat. I haven't been able to sleep lately. And so since I don't sleep, I do this thing where I just go around driving for hours on end. You know what I mean?
Oh, okay,
And
yeah.
so like the other day, I literally drove for. I'm not joking. About like 3 hours. Just like I got in my car and I was like, I'm just gonna go drive for a bit. No destination, just driving, but I just play music the entire time. So it's really nice to just be able to just go listen to music for a long
Have
time.
you ever seen the movie Drive?
Yes, with Ryan Gosling, I love it.
Yeah, I
It's
just
so
watched
good.
that like a few weeks ago.
Oh, first
Such
time?
a good. No. I've seen it
Oh, I was
when
gonna
it
say.
came out originally, but I hadn't seen it since when it came out in like 2011.
Yeah,
So it's
been,
been
a while.
It's been like 9 years since I've seen it. So I rewatched it and I was like, oh my god, I love this.
It's
I
such
have a
good
hot
movie.
take. I have a hot take for that movie.
Do
Oh
you not
my.
do you not like Drive?
I think it's just okay,
I can live with that.
but I don't know why it's called Drive, because he only drives in the beginning of the movie.
He barely drives.
And I'm like, why isn't it called Driver? Because that's what he wants to be.
Yeah,
never
Driver makes
thought
sense.
of that.
Yeah, Driver is
I
a better
never
name.
thought of that. He doesn't really drive
He does
at all.
I think the opening of that movie, the driving scene,
Oh, you heard that-
is sick. It's so good. I was
Oh,
like,
yeah.
this movie's. I thought that was gonna be the whole movie. I was like, this is dope. And then I'm like, he's in an elevator more than he's in a car.
I love that
I was gonna
movie, though.
say, listen to Night Call by Kavinsky while you're driving.
Oh yeah, it's like synthwave kind of thing.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I mess with 80s vibes a lot. I have a whole playlist on my Spotify that's like synth pop, synthwave kind of sounding music, and it just
Oh, that's
sounds
cool.
like 80s stuff. Like if you look at my own
Hell
like
yeah.
individual Twitch profile, like my personal one, it's all 80s out, like pink and blue, the little like grid thing with the sunset in the background. Like that's my thing. I love.
Yeah, I've been getting a lot into like lo-fi and synthwave and stuff.
Which is
lately.
funny because we have lo-fi playing behind us right now.
That's
Hell
cool.
yeah, I can't hear it, but
No,
I
you
wish
guys
I
can't
could.
hear it, but I can hear it, and people that are watching
That's what
this on
matters.
YouTube later on can definitely hear it.
Hell yeah.
When I was editing the
Yeah.
last video, it was so much louder than I expected, but like we can still
Yeah,
hear
I was
each
gonna
other
say maybe we
clearly.
should turn it down just a tiny bit.
Yeah, that week it was a lot louder. This week I made sure it's like it's barely there.
Okay.
I checked the audio from last week and it was a lot better.
All right.
The one that's up right now is like 2 weeks behind, I think. But the one from last week was good.
We took a week
Yeah.
off.
Yeah. I had a wonderful
They're not
migraine.
even gonna know. We upload.
No one will figure it
We
out.
upload as we can. Once I get
Yeah.
caught up,
It's fine.
once I'm on like the current week's podcast, then we'll probably upload like the hope is every Monday following the podcast. So like we're doing it today on Friday. Ideally, if I were caught up, it would
Yeah,
be
I
done
take the weekend and then
and
by
post it on
Monday,
Monday. Yeah. So then we just like have a schedule for the podcast so you know when it's coming. But I mean, it's recorded
Yeah.
every week. It's just not put up on YouTube every
That's
single week.
true. That's true.
Yeah.
We've been very, very consistent except for that 1 week where I had a really bad migraine. But that's like a very rare exception.
So, talked about music. What
We did.
about like movies? You guys been watching any?
Oh, I had a I did a movie. I do a movie night sometime with John and Van and
Right.
some of the guys up, and we all get on Xbox. Someone just calls it. They're like, "Hey, I'm calling a movie night." So on Tuesday or whatever day we can meet up, we all get on. We all join the party. Hop on
Nice.
Netflix. It has to be on something that we can all see it. So it's
Right.
usually Netflix.
Oh, I see. I see.
But Van has never seen The Matrix.
Really?
What?
So we're like, all right, so John's like, all right, movie night, we're gonna watch The Matrix. So I rewatched The Matrix. It's still good.
Oh yeah.
It's still
Oh,
cheesy
definitely.
greatness. But I think my favorite part watching that movie was listening to someone who's never seen it before,
Watch it.
and they're just like, whoa, like what? Like this is bonkers. It's like, they're like, it's like, but it's still cheesy. So they're like, it's so cheesy, but
Oh,
they're
yeah.
like, but they're into it.
But you like
Yeah.
you appreciate the cheesy.
I wanted
Yeah.
to
So
talk about it last week, but I didn't think it was good enough to be in it. So I love the first Matrix a lot.
yes.
I could live without the other two. That's why I didn't put it in my top
I
franchise.
feel like the first one brings it up so much
It does.
that it carries
oh,
the rest
man,
of the franchise.
It pretty much does. And they're actually making
And now
Matrix
they're-
4.
I
Yeah.
forget. They are.
We were supposed
I
to get that and John Wick
forget
4 at the
which
same time, but not anymore.
one's, considered the
What, Joe?
worst one. I
I think
forget
the
which one's considered the worst one.
I want to say
it
the
2?
third.
I feel like 2 is.
I thought
actually-
for some reason it was 2.
I thought
I
it
don't
was
It's
remember.
debatable. It's debatable because I
I'll
think
have to-
2 has the most exposition, right?
Yeah.
It's the most boring of the 3.
Right.
Well, it's the one with the architect and like Neo's
Yeah.
just in his room the whole movie, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
That's
I don't know.
In that regard, I'm
I
kind
don't
of glad that we didn't talk about this last week.
Yeah.
Because we've been like, oh, Matrix 1, good movie, good movie. And it's like, what about the other ones? The one carries the rest, so we're not going to mention the others, okay? No,
Did
that's
Name
anybody
one.
play the Enter the Matrix game on like PS2 and GameCube?
Yeah.
I think I
Yeah.
did, but I
Yep.
don't remember.
I
remember
love that
owning it, but
game.
I don't remember actually playing it. But
I actually was thinking about that when you asked about the premise for the podcast this week. I
Matrix.
immediately was like looking through my old games and I found
Mm.
Enter the Matrix, and I think I'm like, I don't know if I ever beat this game legit, because I knew that I still have a piece of paper in the case that has the cheat codes, and you just put infinite focus on. You go
Yeah.
to like
Go
second
crazy.
level. You go to the second level where it's infinite agents just chasing you, and you just fight them for hours. It's because
Go to
agents
town.
can't die. Agents can't die, so you're just constantly fighting. And I
Yeah.
remember that. Yeah, that's a good game, Enter the Matrix. I liked it.
what have I been watching lately? I'm trying to think. I don't think I've watched really any movies lately. Like, I'm still going through the Marvel Cinematic Universe, slowly. But this week, I kind of got stopped because, for the last time that I'm mentioning this on this podcast for now, the Michael Jordan documentary, The Last Dance, the final 2 episodes aired this past week, and that is like
Okay.
a top 3 documentary in my opinion of all time.
Wow. See,
Like-
I've been hearing a lot about it.
Yeah,
What is it on?
It's on ESPN or Netflix, not in America.
Ah,
So-
shit. So how am I gonna watch this?
If you have cable, do you have cable?
No.
Okay. If you wait until it comes out on DVD, I'm buying it the second it's out on DVD. It's that good that like I have access to it. I'm buying it.
Hmm.
Unless I can find it in a different way, in which case I'll tell you guys if I find it. But it's, in my opinion, even if you don't like basketball and you don't care about Michael Jordan, it is still a top 3 documentary. It's that entertaining and it's that like, holy shit, you gotta be kidding me. Like,
Okay.
the stuff on it is like so like there's so much drama involving this one person, Michael Jordan, that you're just like, how is this even possible? Like, this doesn't make any sense. And also, it's funny because the whole series is kind of summed up by the sentence of like, this person told Michael he can't do this, so Michael's gonna do this times 12 and just destroy them.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's so well told that like I'm probably gonna start watching it again this next week.
Now, does it talk about Space Jam?
Briefly, it talks about
Okay.
basically his whole career. So it's supposed to be about like, it's called The Last Dance because it's about his last year in basketball with the Bulls.
Mhm.
And like pretty much the owner was like, we're not hiring back the coach, I don't like him, so we're not bringing him back. And Michael's like, well, fuck you guys, I love the coach, and if he's not the coach, I'm not playing for you. And they like were
They're
like,
like,
okay,
"No,
fine, one
no."
last time, go for it. So all of them do one final season together, and then it like pans back to him in high school, and then him in like his early years, the Olympic team, his baseball time, Space Jam. Like it kind of goes back and forth. That's why it's a 10-part documentary. Each are an hour long. It's really, really long, but I recommend it to everybody, whether you like
That
sports or
sounds cool.
not. It is so interesting to see it. And then
It's
obviously
just
they have
interesting to
interviews.
watch.
Yeah,
It's
and they
just
have interviews
okay.
of like them currently. So like Michael's there, and they even have an interview from Kobe before he passed away, and talks
Aw.
about Kobe. Is like, like I always wanted to be like him, and this and this. Like it was very crazy to watch because I guess he shot the interview for The Last Dance like a week before he passed away.
Damn.
Yeah, so it was
Oh,
really
wow.
fresh. So it's amazing documentary. I recommend it to every single human being ever. It's great.
Okay.
I'll put that on my list.
Yeah.
Also, unrelated,
That's-
you can't really see it unless I move very, very strategically. You can see it right
Good chair.
here. I got my new chair. I'm really, really excited.
Hey,
It's probably
yeah.
in the
chair.
background, but yeah, I'm not gonna do that.
Did you get your shoes?
The other shoe, the sketchy shoes,
Yes.
not yet. I'm still gonna do a
Okay.
video when I get them. And
Live
we're gonna do, like,
unboxing.
a reacts of my own unboxing on this podcast.
I also bought shoes, so we can do them together.
Ooh, what shoes you buy?
Yeah. I just bought $60 shoes.
Those are shoes. I like it. Shoes are shoes. If they're
I
comfy
bought
and you like it-
actually. So yeah, I like cause I got big old feet. I wear a size 14 shoe,
Oh, you're one bigger than me.
and yeah, so it's hard for me to find shoes. It's
Yeah.
ridiculous because like a lot of shoes go up to 13.
Yep.
And
But not 14. Damn.
But 14
but not 14.
It's like
So it's
a-
like anytime I see a.
What?
Yeah. So anytime I find a shoe and I'm like, oh, like this looks really nice. It's like, it does, doesn't it? And I'm like, yeah. And they're like, it's not size 14. And I'm like, no. So I have to basically wear the same 6 shoes. I just have them on rotation, the same 6. But
Right.
I found a pair of Skechers slip-ons. I really like the
Ooh.
slip-on shoes. And they bought. But I can only get the one color in size 14, but then they came out with more colors in size 14, so I bought different colors.
I feel like big shoe sizes are so hard to come by because like most of the time the big shoe sizes are like usually for people that are more like quote unquote athletic because usually they have bigger shoe sizes and stuff like that. So there's so
Yeah.
little of them.
You saying I'm not athletic, or is that? Is that what
I'm saying they're stereotypically for athletic people. So you're
I
athletic
jump on
people.
rooftops all the time. Man.
Exactly.
Do you
Corva.
not see the mask?
Nobody cared who you were until you put on the mask.
It's true.
So
Nobody
but yeah,
cared after either.
lots of shoes. I will go ahead and say because I'm proud of it, not proud of it. I just bought new shoes again today because I have a problem.
Oh my god, dude.
The ones from last week were supposed to be my last ones, but these ones actually make sense because my shoes for work got holes in the bottom, and I work at a place where there's water constantly going, so my socks are getting soaked.
Oh, okay.
So I did buy
Slip resistant?
the new ones I bought are slip resistant.
Yeah, my man.
They're still like Nike fashion things that I like. They're like Scottie Pippen shoes, which is awesome, but they're
Okay.
non-slip and they
Okay.
work and they're all black and they look perfect. So I'm like, okay, this works, and it's
I-
supposed to have like arch support and everything. So I'm excited.
My man, I never realized how important arch support's good. I never realized how important non-slip are until I bought a pair that weren't non-slip. And my kitchen, the water, it just gets everywhere when you're washing dishes,
Yeah.
you know, because you gotta wash so many.
You'll slide everywhere.
Oh, dude, I've almost died like several times, and I'm
Same.
like, dude, I'm never not wearing non-slip shoes again.
I used to work in a restaurant, and I literally would bring out like food, and for a minute I didn't have non-slip shoes because before that
Mhm.
job I was kind of jobless for a while and I wasn't on unemployment, so I just had my regular ass like skater shoes, which don't have the best traction 90% of the time. So I like walked out. Thank God I didn't drop it, but I literally like slid for
Yeah.
like a good foot as I was taking the food out, and like I like brought it to the table, and I remember them very much being like, "You okay?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm good. I just need to get new shoes." That's just all it is.
You've never felt more like out of control than when you start to slip and you're just like, I can't do anything.
Yep.
Like this is just I either fall or I go for I don't know.
Mm-hmm. That or also kind of related with the food place. One time I had a party of like I want to say it was like 15, and I had the whole plate of food, and I fucking dropped the entire thing.
Ah, shit.
Like the food, and it had some drinks on there. Like I was like, "Oh, I got this," and I was literally like holding it like this, and I don't know what happened that I like maneuvered wrong or something, and it like just got away from me, and I literally dropped it all in front of the entire group, and I was like, "I'll be back."
That sucks, man.
It just went to the back.
You're just like,
I'm like, okay,
I get it.
leave.
That sucks, dude.
But yeah, that's the majority of it.
Okay. Well, I guess real quick, I didn't really do anything, but I did go to a birthday party yesterday.
Ooh.
Nice.
It was my niece's 14th birthday party and her 8th grade graduation party. She's gonna go into
Oh, congratulations.
9th grade, which I think that's high school. She's
Yep.
going to be
Yeah.
going to high school. So she's more mature than me, so it's fine. She's okay.
I
Grew up so
And,
fast.
so I went there, had a good time, had some food. They got a new cat that I met for the first time called Mittens.
I like it.
Let me tell you something.
Classic.
Let me tell you something about. I learned something about not just cats, but like animals in general. Yesterday, is that I met Mittens. Mittens is like she comes and goes. She came with the house.
Right.
She's like whatever. Like she's not. She just lives with them.
Yeah.
Right. She's
Yeah.
not really their cat. So she's walking around the backyard, and I'm like, oh hey Mittens, and the cat's like whatever. And then she goes to like their flower bed and she digs a hole. Okay. And then she squats, and I'm like watching everyone else is eating cake, and I'm watching this cat, and I'm like, what are you doing? And she squats over the hole, and I was like, oh okay, whatever. And then she does her business, right? But then she like hops and she starts to bury her stuff, and I was like, okay. And then she runs off. Okay. And there's like they have this like fountain that's like up against their fence. She climbs up the fountain and she goes over the fence and she just does this. She's like looking, right? I'm like, what is this cat doing? And I see that in their neighbor's backyard, right where next to she went to the bathroom, they have a dog, and the dog is freaking out because it thinks that another animal went to the bathroom in his yard on his turf, and he's trying to figure out where it is.
Yeah.
And the cat is just laughing at this dog. You could hear it going meow meow. He's just laughing at him because he's just like, you stupid idiot.
This is some kind of movie
It's
like
you
Pixar
smell
movie
that?
bullshit
You
thing.
smell that?
It's like the cat went to the bathroom near the fence just to mess with this dog and like watch him and then just laugh at him. Like
Cats are vengeful, man.
I was like, this entire time I was like,
Cats don't give a fuck.
what's going on?
They'll fight anything and everything.
But other than that, I've been playing some Final Fantasy. I
like
believe I'm at the end.
Nice.
Just in time to play Xenoblade. So I just been racking up games, man. Racking up games.
Yeah, I gotta pick up Xenoblade too.
And I bought a camera,
Ooh,
a
like
webcam.
is
Oh,
this
this
what
is
we're
new?
using right now?
No. I haven't got it yet. But
Oh,
it's
Amazon?
basically, it's like yours. I'm pointing to him. It's Chappie. It's
Yeah.
like Chappie's.
Oh, he's over here for me.
Oh,
Is it
he's over here.
the
It's like the one you have.
one with the
kinda.
blue ring around it kind of thing?
Yes. Yeah.
Yes.
I bought one off Amazon, and it's coming in, and I know I have Pixely, but I'll have better quality hopefully next time.
This camera is really, really good. Like
It's
everybody,
super nice.
everybody. This is like the default camera that everybody uses because like,
It's
good
really good,
quality
yeah.
and does everything.
Yeah.
Granted, I have like a
But-
whole thing with lights and stuff like that, so it's different on my end.
Other than that, I've just been not a lot. It's just been a slow. My sister's moving out. I guess that's a thing.
Wait, which one?
Jamie's moving out.
She didn't ask me permission.
Nice.
It's true. She didn't. I was like, you didn't ask Chappie permission, and she's like, who? And I was like, never mind.
You getting an apartment?
She got an apartment. I have to help her move on Monday, so
Oh,
you know,
fun.
I have to break my leg sometime between now and then.
Hey, well, there's more room for you guys there now.
That's true.
Are you gonna move into her room then?
No, I don't think so.
Oh yeah. This is just gonna be like a spare room for now.
I think my sister. I think what I
Does she
think is
share her
happening
room with Jackie?
is Jackie's staying. Well, Jackie barely lives here.
Oh.
She's over at her boyfriend's house all the time. If you hear this in the future, Jackie, you know it's true. Um, but I think she's moving out, and then Jackie's taking her room. I think Jackie's room is becoming my dad's new office. Okay.
Okay.
And I think if his office room becomes like available, I might move into there.
Oh, that works.
So
Dope.
I might. I don't know. I think that's what's happening. I'm not 100% sure because when they were explaining it to me, I saw a cat doing a poop thing, and I was like, I got other things to focus
This
on.
is important
so.
things. That makes sense. That'd be cool if you get the office.
It'd
Either,
be
like your
nice.
room right now is really really nice, but
My room right now is big.
Yeah.
But
But you share it, right?
I share it. Yeah, but it is it's very big. I think Chappie's the only one who's been in my room.
yeah,
It's
I win.
yeah. But I'll take a smaller room for my own. Jesse can have. He's the older brother. He can have.
Yeah, you want privacy.
He's
He
the
can
older
have the
brother.
big room.
By how much?
Listen,
By
by
a
enough.
minute.
That's what he says. That's what he says.
Just
His
he learned my
exact- I go-
terminology and is using it against
Yeah.
you.
He's like, yeah, I know. Thanks a lot. I'm all like, dude, come on, man. Like, by 2 minutes, he goes, 2 minutes is enough.
It's me. It's literally me with everything.
So
How long is it gonna be? Long enough.
So-
Don't worry.
maybe I might next week be doing this in a different room. Who knows? I don't know.
Ooh.
Cool.
We'll see. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see.
So, I guess we can get on to the main topic of this week's podcast. Is there anything else you guys wanted to bring up?
Kind of a slow week.
Yes. I wanted to bring up something,
Ooh,
Steven.
Okay.
You haven't returned any of my text messages, young man.
Oh
Um,
shit.
And you kind of left me hanging. I thought we were supposed to get tacos, and you never said anything.
Well, there's a quarantine going on.
Yeah.
Can't get tacos in this quarantine.
You know,
man.
that's been your excuse for the last 8 months. Okay. You're like, I can't. There's a quarantine.
Even when there wasn't a quarantine. This
Well,
was
I've-
before the virus even happened.
He's like, Steven's like, I'm patient zero. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
It's true that my lifestyle hasn't really changed.
Same.
I've
Neither
pretty
has
much
mine.
I'm still very
been
much
living
going out in the worst
quarantine
ways.
lifestyle.
I
Even
know.
before the quarantine.
Chappie's part of the problem.
I am part of the
Yeah.
problem.
Wait.
Don't be like me, people.
Before we start, did you go get burgers as tradition?
That's what I was gonna say.
So I was actually going to, believe it or not. So before, for context for people who don't know, I was at this like party thing out in a town that is closer to this burger place that I get every week. I heavily considered going, but I've put in the time for everything.
What's
and I
it called again? You've said it every podcast.
Grill 'em all.
Yeah, Grill 'em all.
Yeah, I was gonna go, but if I went,
Sponsored.
I wouldn't have gotten back until
Friend of
maybe
the
about
show.
30 minutes from now. Grill 'em all is definitely a friend of the show. So I would have gotten back around 9:30ish. And I was like, that's just too late to mess with everything because traffic's really, really bad in that area right now.
Yeah, traffic's is going back to normal.
I know, I
That's what
hate it.
sucks.
Yeah, the damn essential workers. How dare? Although, okay, here's one last note before we get on the main topic. I am considering doing a thing because I found out, for those of you that are also essential like I am, the Venetian Hotel in Las Vegas is gifting a free night to stay at that hotel for any essential worker. They have a list of like all the jobs that qualify and everything like that, but like for me specifically, pet stores are included. And I'm considering
Oh,
going
hell
with my
yeah.
friend, and she was like, well, we can both go, and we both use a day, and then we get 2 days in Vegas. Like, even if they're not open, it's kind of like a nice, like, getaway trip, you know what I mean? Like, everyone's stressed out because of what's going on and everything. It's like, if I can get 2 days in a hotel for free
It's
in
a
Vegas,
vacation. You got to take it.
yeah, even if it's like, hey, I get to go out there, and even if the casinos aren't open, we still get to go walk around the strip and everything like that, and just kind of, just not be in California for a bit, you know what I mean?
Hmm
It'd be a nice little change, so we're thinking about taking advantage of the free vacation nights.
Yeah, Vegas
Oh,
really
cool.
want people to come over there. I
Venetian
think
is
they-
also one of the best hotels there. It's one of the most
They need
expensive.
people, right?
It's like a
Oh,
full-on resort.
that's cool. That kind of look. You know what that looks like? That looks like the Skyrim helmet.
It does.
Like that. You're a Dovahkiin now.
Fusroda.
There we go. Now we're set. He's got the
No.
beard too.
It's
Yeah.
true. This is really hurting my nose. I'm just really thirsty.
All right. So, on to the topic. Let's start with Chappie.
All right.
And which which one should we do first? Should we do Nintendo, Microsoft, or Sony? Let's get Sony out of the way.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. So
Alright,
my
so go
Sony
ahead.
one is the longest list that I have,
Oh, okay.
but it's only 4 games.
Okay.
But I'm gonna do my number 1, and then we'll take it from there.
Okay.
I'm gonna do honorable mentions first because the number 1 is
Okay,
like kind of
okay,
a very,
yeah.
very you wouldn't think it. All right. So honorable mentions.
Am I the only one that has only one? Because I had a tough time thinking of
I
ones.
picked only one each, but I have a feeling mine are gonna get chosen. So we're gonna
I have
about
1
more
for
stuff.
Nintendo and 2 technically for Xbox. This is the biggest list. This is 4 for PlayStation because PlayStation has so many
okay.
exclusives,
Okay.
so it's
Okay.
like
Go ahead.
not hard. So
If
one
you
that
name
I was
one of
thinking
mine.
that we need to get like a reboot on, maybe just a sequel would do, but I mean I wouldn't be opposed if they just went out and just did a full-on reboot. Is from Rockstar. It's called Bully.
Yeah.
Granted,
Well, Bully. Okay. I
very
heard that was
different
good.
time, and Bully was like a
Yeah.
very controversial game when it came out. Still is,
What was
but
controversial about it? I don't remember.
I mean you're a bully. Like you're an
I-
asshole of a human being.
I feel like that was more acceptable. I mean, because it was
Rockstar.
he wasn't really a bully.
He was a bully.
He was a bully straight up.
He's
But,
kind of
Yeah.
a bully.
But it was
But
a
does
good
it
game.
count as bullying if you bully bullies?
There
yeah,
you
like
go.
the he bullied a bunch of assholes in that game.
Yeah. But it
Also,
was-
I'm pretty sure you flirt with your teacher in that game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you're like 7, so yeah, I get it.
It was a good game, very, very like well loved and everything like that. Rockstar hasn't done that much with it, and there's like rumors a sequel would happen, but I'm like, why don't you just reboot it and then just take the IP from there? Like, it's been, I think Bully came out in like I could be very off on this. I thought it was 05, but it's been a long time since we've had Bully.
Yeah, it was late in
Mhm.
that generation.
Yeah, so that's one. I'm not gonna dwell too long on the honorable mentions because there's a lot of talking to go through.
One thing, real quick, before you get to your next one, I think that even if they don't reboot it or like make a new one, they should at least like port it. You know,
Oh yeah, at least give us a port or like
I'll
a
take
remaster.
a bully port to the Switch or the PS5 or whatever.
Yeah.
You know,
Would be nice to have
Okay.
that'd
that.
be nice.
Yeah.
Another one. It's pretty.
I'd like to
obvious.
play it.
I would exactly expose it to
Yeah.
a bunch of people that haven't played it, and it's Rockstar. Rockstar has a good polish on their games, so it's worth it. Another one. It's a pretty obvious one, and it's coming anyways. We all know it is, but I need it now. Is Silent Hill?
Yes, that's coming.
That's the one I
for
knew.
Sure.
That's the
Silent
one.
Hills is confirmed again to now be a thing, and
Is
I
it?
need it. Yep, they just recently
You sh-
confirmed it. If I remember right, they
Yes.
said that they're working on Silent Hills and another game that's going to play similar to like Until Dawn Telltale type games, but based in Silent Hill.
Ooh,
Um,
I did not know that. That's exciting.
Yeah, so I just need those to be real. I'm not going to dwell on those too long because again, there is a lot of coverage. It is happening. That would be nice. And then the last two are my personal choices. One is the number one honorable mention of Resistance.
Good
Mhm.
one.
I would like Resistance to make a comeback, like just a
Forgot
full-on
about that.
reboot. The game kind of faded into obscurity, after 3, and I feel like now is a better time to reboot that series and just put it back out and just give it the love it deserves. And PS5 is a good way to do it. And I just thought about this too, but I don't know if you guys have it on
I
there. We
heard
can talk
that.
about it later. Killzone would also be awesome to have. But my number one, my actual pick,
Here we go.
this is an oldie. I don't know if you guys are going to know this one. If you love Metal Gear, you might know what this is, but it's called Siphon Filter.
I've heard of
Dude,
this.
I almost put that on my list, but I was like, Chappie's gonna put it on his list. I
Give
know he is.
me a reboot of Siphon Filter. For those who don't know, it's like
Yes.
basically the precursor to Metal Gear, and then Metal Gear got super popular. It's like the espionage kind of game, like adjacent to what Metal Gear is.
or at least a remaster because I've never played it.
Oh
I
yeah,
would
if
like
they
to.
remastered it, it'd be good. I would just like a full-on reboot at this point. Siphon Filter is like a great game, and it's something that like not a lot of people even know exists. You say that, and people are like, "What the fuck is that?" And it's like because Metal Gear took off so
Yeah.
much, and that was the franchise
That went
they
away.
ran with.
Yeah.
Siphon Filter took the back seat, and now it's like just basically in obscurity. Siphon Filter still a really fun game, definitely good. It was on the PlayStation 1, I believe. I don't think it ever came to 2, and just
There's
great.
2, isn't there?
Is there a 2?
I feel like there's 2 Siphon Filter. I feel like there's 3 Siphon Filter games.
If there's more than one, I'm surprised. I just always remember the one because I had the one and I loved it. But yeah, Siphon Filter would be a great.
I agree with you though. Siphon Filter is a good time.
Great choice for a new game, and like, especially because we're not getting any Metal Gears anytime soon. That franchise is gone. Why not put the one that got pushed to the back?
Yeah,
it to
bring
the
it
forefront,
back. Does Sony own that one?
Yeah, as far as I know, Sony owns Siphon
Oh,
Filter.
sweet.
It was an exclusive, I believe, on PlayStation. So yeah, bring it back.
All right, I'll go next.
Okay.
So honorable mention, Sly Cooper.
Yes.
Heck yeah.
Yes.
So
Oh,
those
Sly
games were
Cooper?
cool.
Okay.
They were like kind of for kids, but they were like you're like a anthropomorphic like raccoon thief, and it was kind of stealthy too.
Oh yeah, it was really
Like you
really
would
fun.
you would sneak around like these other animals, and you would like steal items off of them. And there was some platforming. The bosses I remember were pretty cool. Each world was very unique. I remember you went to like a casino world, a swamp world, and stuff like that. Good 3D platformer. I love those. Most of my picks are going to be 3D platformers because I think they need to make a comeback.
I think they do too. I was like tried to stay away from that kind of game, specifically because I was like, oh, like Sly Cooper, Jack and Daxter, or Ratchet and Clank. One of those three is getting mentioned. I don't know which one. One of them's getting mentioned. So I was like, I'm gonna go a little bit off. But those are all
Yeah.
great games for sure.
Yeah, leave it to me to bring the 3D platformers in here to the conversation. What are we looking at?
My dog's looking at something and he keeps barking at it.
Both of you were looking the other way at the same
We were
time.
doing like a Braves bunch thing.
We'll
Yeah,
probably
so
not
I was
be
like, huh?
right back if you want to get to Joe's pick or finish out what you were saying. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Yeah. So you said Sly Cooper, right?
Yes, let's talk about Sly Cooper. Did you
I
ever
don't-
play Sly Cooper?
No, I've never played a Sly Cooper game. I'm a recent PlayStation guy. I didn't really have a PlayStation growing up.
Oh, really? You didn't have a PS2?
No, I didn't have PS1. My brothers did, but like it was like I don't get to play that kind of thing.
Ah,
Um,
so you played, let me guess, Nintendo 64.
I grew up. I played Nintendo. Yeah. Which I
So-
found, by the way. I found my N64, my original N64. I have it underneath my bed.
I am jealous.
Yeah.
Are
I
we
keep
at Joe's
looking
pick
at
or did I miss
Giggles.
that?
What
was that?
I
Did you get
keep
to
looking
Joe's
at
pick yet?
Giggles over there,
No. We were talking about Sly Cooper, and he
Oh,
was
thank
saying
and how I've
I
never
didn't play
I've never played it.
because he didn't have a PS2 or he didn't play PS2.
You didn't play PS2? I loved PS2.
I know, but I was like, dude, N64, dude.
Ah, you
and
have a point.
then, listen, I'll tell you right this. I had a GameCube as my main console
Love it.
until the Xbox One got announced.
Whoa.
Okay.
Whoa.
And then I got a 360. Okay. Then I got a PS3.
So you were late to the game.
I was late to the game, which was why. But I wasn't like, I never felt like people are like, yeah, dude, I'm playing my 360. And I'm like, I'm just gonna go play my GameCube. Like I never was like, oh no. I don't have
GameCube had a lot of good
360.
hits.
I have owned. This is true. Underneath my bed and in my storage, I own every single GameCube game that was ever
Every
released
single?
in the West. I have a box that I have several boxes. I own every single GameCube game.
No
That's impressive.
way.
Every single one. I
Even
own
all
every
the
single
third
one.
I'm
party
very
ones?
jealous.
I own anything that came out on the GameCube. I own. That's how long I had that console.
I'm jealous. I was about to say a title, but I was like,
That's
I'll
so
save that
cool.
for my Nintendo pick
Yeah.
because that was a
Yeah.
good one.
Yeah.
One
Okay, so I
funny
have
thing,
one-
real quick. Sorry.
Oh, go ahead.
Since Joe said Xbox One, quick little trivia thing. Yesterday was actually the 7-year anniversary of the Xbox One being revealed.
Okay.
It was
It's only been out
literally
for
7
6?
years yesterday. Yep. May 21st, 2013. I only know that because I was scrolling on Facebook the other day on like
seven,
the here's what you
seven
posted,
long years.
and it showed that, and I was like, feels like it's been like 10, but.
Well, I guess the 360 lasting 10 years was like unheard of,
Mhm.
wasn't it? Like it's usually 7 years a new console comes out.
Before I think it
can't
was even
believe
5
it's
before
been
that.
15 years since the 360 came out.
I know.
Holy shit, I feel so old. Wow. Okay, one more honorable mention for Sony.
Yeah,
You already brought it up. Jack and Daxter.
Mhm.
Jack
They
and
need to
Daxter.
bring that back, and the
Mm-hmm.
main reason why I want it is because of Naughty Dog.
Did Naughty Dog do Jack and Daxter?
Yes, they did. They did Jack and Daxter 1, 2, and 3.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Um, Yeah, and they said actually, I think after, or it was either after, I think it was after Last of Us and before Uncharted 4, they did an interview where they said, "Oh yeah, we were actually thinking of doing Jack and Daxter 4, but then we thought, no, we can actually make Uncharted 4, and that would be a lot better." But they weren't opposed to not doing it.
I mean,
So it's still
now
on the table. Now that
usually
Last of Us 2 is out of the way, and
Naughty Dog flips between their titles. Usually, before it was Last of Us, then Uncharted, then Last of Us, then Uncharted. Now there's no Uncharted because
Yeah.
Uncharted is effectively, for now at least, as far as we know, done. So what takes the place? Maybe we go back to Jack and Daxter. That would be amazing.
yeah, I don't know what they would do. See, with Naughty Dog, I don't know if they're gonna do another Uncharted, because spoilers, that's kind of done.
Yep.
You
4
know, the
was
main
the
story. They could do
ending.
spin-offs. They could do
They could.
spin-offs.
Give us Sam and Sully.
I'd be
Yeah.
so okay with
We
that.
want the Sam and Sully spinoff. Come on.
Yeah, I'll take it. But I'm just, if they did a Jack and Daxter like reboot, or like, even like a sequel, like
Mhm.
just imagine like the difference between going from PS2 graphics to PS5.
Night and day.
It's gonna be a huge jump.
Night
I don't
and
even
day.
know how they'll do it. Will they still have that cartoony look, or will they be like as realistic as possible? Like, I have no idea how they would do it. But the thing I liked about the Jack and Daxter games, and like true to Naughty Dog, is that they experimented a lot. Like the first one, if you ever go back and play those games, is like a just typical 3D platformer. Plays like Mario 64.
Right.
Go to different
Mhm.
worlds, collect items and stuff like that. Second one was that, but it also added like vehicles, and there was like a hub world and a map. It actually played a lot like Grand Theft Auto. They were kind of copying Grand Theft Auto. Like, you could like attack civilians,
But a
and,
more
like, steal cars.
kid-friendly version of Grand
Well,
Theft
it wasn't
Auto.
even really kid friendly because there was cursing. It was rated T for teen.
Was there cursing? I don't even remember cursing.
Yeah,
Yes.
Jack and Dexter was like pretty dark, with what I hear.
Huh.
Well,
It was pretty
the
mature.
cool thing about it is the first one wasn't dark at all. It was kid friendly, and then the second
Mhm.
one got really dark, and Jack actually spoke words for the first time. 'Cause he was a silent protagonist in the first one, and then there's a 2-year time skip where he's basically tortured. Spoilers for the beginning of Jack 2. He's
Yeah.
basically tortured for a solid 2 years, and then when Daxter rescues him, first thing that comes out of his mouth is like, "I'm gonna freaking kill this guy," or something, and he's got like a deep, gruff voice. All of a sudden, you're like, "Whoa, okay,
I love it.
what happened?" So yeah, I just feel like maybe if they make Jack 4, they can actually just make it a mature game.
I'd be okay with that.
Yeah,
Kind of
yeah.
like Conquer.
Yeah, they go from E to T to M.
I'd be okay with that. We need a new Conquer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so but my pick for Sony, and I want another one. It doesn't necessarily have to be a sequel because it wouldn't really make sense
Mhm.
if it was a straight sequel, but something with similar gameplay. Shadow of the Colossus.
Ooh.
You guys ever play this?
Mm.
I've never played it, but I know the praise
Oh,
for it, and I've seen a
no.
lot about it.
It's probably one of the best
it's
games
gorgeous.
ever made. I mean, it looked like a PS4 game on
Yeah.
the PS2.
Which is amazing.
Just
Never played
the
it,
Physics.
But I have it downloaded because they gave it away for free.
Mhm.
I'm gonna
They
play
did.
it.
You
I
should.
will play it. It will happen.
I hear only good things, always. So
Yeah,
another game
oh,
that
yeah.
style would be fantastic.
I want something similar where you just have to, because it's so unique. Like, it's just, look at these hulking monstrosities, and I have to climb on top of that thing and I have to kill it. And you think, okay, well, like, are you just gonna swat at its legs? You fought in big things in video games before,
Right.
Mm-hmm.
But no, it's like, no, you physically have to climb this.
Yeah, you have to
thing.
really go for it.
You have to, and then like they're giants. They start shaking their backs and stuff, and you have to like control your grip because if you let go, you're just gonna fly.
Yeah, you're just
off.
gonna fly off. I think what you're describing is like you want something similar to like to be per se the Bloodborne to Shadow of the Colossus' Dark Souls
Yes.
because they're similar styles.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah, but I don't want to spoil the game. But basically, it's its own thing. It doesn't need a sequel.
right.
That's all I'll say about that. So like something, I don't know how they would do it, but I want something with similar gameplay because that was like some of the best gameplay
Okay.
ever. I remember picking that game up from EB Games Actually, I think it was the GameStop
Wow.
here in our
EB
town, but it was
Games.
called
You
EB
just
Games at the
dated.
time.
You just dated yourself.
Well, I mean, the game came out in 2004, or was it
E-
2005?
EB Games, damn, dude.
And it's the one that I worked at, but it wasn't called GameStop at the time. It was at, yeah,
At a place.
Oh.
yeah. But anyway, I remember going in there, and it was so funny. I had no idea what that game was, but I was probably like 11 or 12 at the time, like I think 6th grade, and I wanted a new game, and the game was like $20 at the time because it had already been out for a while. And the employee was like, "You got to play this," and I'm like,
course.
"What do you do?" He's like, "You just climb things and kill things," and I'm like,
On board.
"No, I don't know about that," and he's just like, "Just do it," and man, I don't know who that was, but changed my life with that recommendation.
It was the game creator. He was like, "No,
Yeah. So
Oh
you
my
play my
God.
it's
game
your
now.
destiny."
So you guys got to play that.
Oh, I do
Seriously,
too. I will.
go
I've been meaning
download
to
that.
for
Is
the
that
longest
still
time.
free, or was that last month?
That was
A
while ago, I think.
That was a long while ago. I always download PS Plus, even though the games this month were not great.
I mean, you could always just get rid of the game. So I mean,
It was
like,
like Animal Crossing.
No, it was like Farm Simulator and like Sim City Skylines, and I'm
Yeah.
like, I'm not gonna play
But
these garbage games.
I feel like Sony did that as an answer to Animal Crossing.
oh yeah.
Yeah, but then give us good games.
They don't have any.
At least
When
on
it comes
Harvest
to
Moon is
that.
on your system. You should have just given away
Oh,
Harvest Moon.
true. Harvest Moon is
the
on there.
true.
Or what's that
So-
one game that everyone loves?
I
That's
know what you're thinking of, and I can't remember
uh,
the name. I've been trying to think of it, and I'm like,
Stardew Valley.
Stardew Valley. There we
Stardew Valley.
go.
Yeah.
There you go.
They
Or
should've given that for
Terraria at
free.
least.
Yeah, Terraria at least would be good.
Yeah.
But anyway, all right. Joe.
So, I want you to know that this premise gave me a lot of trouble because
I bet.
a lot of the games that I wanted rebooted, got rebooted
Right.
or sequels. If this was a couple of years ago, I would have so many games to tell you. I wouldn't know what to pick from. But the last couple, I remember specifically like 2 E3s ago, we called it the show for Joey, because all my games were like, and here's his game, and here's the other game he wanted, and I was like, and I got so many text messages that day. They're like, who did you pay? They came out with Devil May Cry. There's a new Resident Evil.
Yeah.
Like, who do you know? Who do you have dirt on?
Answer is all of
But-
PlayStation.
But for PlayStation, thinking about I was gonna pick I have Silent Hill and Siphon Filter. Those are honorable mentions. I picked Dino Crisis.
Oh
Ooh.
man.
Dino Crisis. For those who don't know, I'll give you the real basic thing. It's just Resident Evil with dinosaurs. Okay.
Which is awesome.
Yep.
That's the basic premise. It's a time travel plot. It's kind of just like, we made time travel. A section of a city went missing, and then the city or an island went missing, and then the island comes back like, I think like a month later. But it's like, it looks like it's been gone for like hundreds of years, and then you have to go and there's dinosaurs. That's the plot. That's the basic premise.
Good pick.
But
they haven't made one since PS1.
They have
right?
not. They made They've made. There's a Dino Crisis 3 that came out on the Xbox. I think the 360.
Wait.
And it's
Really?
garbage.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you fight space dinosaurs.
It's like the
Um,
Jason X of the Dino Crisis series.
So it's really garbage. But I was like, oh no. But so I liked it because I'm like, cause I just thinking about remade 2, they've remade 3. Resident Evil. They're remaking 4. Like just
Oh my God.
remake the first game with those graphics with scary dinosaurs, because
Yeah.
it's a survival horror game.
Yeah.
Or you could do even crazy. You could go 7 and 8 route, make a first-person version of that with dinosaurs.
Oh, that'd
chasing
be
you. Like that.
awesome.
It would be the Jurassic Park
Like
game
Turok.
that everyone wants.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. I almost picked Turok, by the way. But I was like Turok, and I was like, no, Dino Crisis. So Dino Crisis is my pick, because I think especially with the graphics they do now, like you could make a real scary game.
Dude.
Yeah.
Oh, it could
Do you
be
remember
so
that?
well done.
Do you remember the Jurassic Park game from Chuck E. Cheese? The one where you're like in the back
Yep.
of the Jeep and you're shooting
Yep.
the dinosaurs?
Yep.
Man, good
I
times.
play that all the time. I would spend all my quarters on that or the Simpsons game.
Simpsons game's
Same.
fun. I played the Simpsons game very recently, actually. They have one
Oh,
in
did you?
I'm just gonna say the city name. You're not gonna know exactly where. In downtown Pomona, there's a video game bar, and they have the Simpsons game there. So you go and you get beers or drinks or whatever, and you just play. We played the Simpsons game for the longest ass time.
Mm-hmm. I want the Simpsons game. You know, it was actually, I think, released on the PS3 and the 360 for a brief time.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I saw it on there, and I thought, oh, I'll get it eventually. And then they removed it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I regret so hard not buying it. You can't get it anymore.
It's like PT.
Dang.
Yeah.
But not free.
Yeah, but if you had bought it, you would have been able to keep it. So.
Yep.
True.
I can't wait on things like that anymore. Like the Scott Pilgrim game, I got on the 360. Luckily,
That's gone.
That to come back.
Yeah.
That's not anybody's pick, but that if they brought that back,
It's
and they
still
actually
on my 360. I still
Same.
have it on there. It's still
Same.
installed.
and they actually just announced that they were going to be re-releasing Scott Pilgrim in theaters.
Oh, did they really?
Yeah, Edgar Wright just posted that on Twitter, and I think Ubisoft retweeted it.
Oh, maybe we're looking at the game coming back.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see.
I can see it.
Give me.
100%
That's a good
see it.
game. That was a fun game.
Hell yeah. One of the best beat 'em ups, hands down.
Yep.
All right, so moving on to let's do Microsoft.
Okay.
All right, Chappie.
All right.
Go ahead.
Only one honorable mention on this one, so this is easier. My honorable mention, we actually just briefly talked about it right here, and I've said this before the show, that I have a pick that would be better suited on a certain console now than the original consoles that it released on. And what I would go for is, so on the Xbox Series X, the best pick, in my opinion, not available exclusively before, would be Turok.
Okay.
Turok making a full-fledged return. I think I could see it as an Xbox 360 exclusive. I looked it up. Nobody owns the
360?
studio. Or 360. Xbox Series X.
Yeah.
Nobody owns the studio that publishes it. I think it's DreamWorks, if I remember right. And Xbox is doing this thing where they're buying up all these companies.
They
like
should buy that
everyone,
IP.
left and right. If they got Turok, I think they could actually have a good exclusive on their hands. Because Turok is amazing. I love Turok. Like,
yes.
Played it mainly on the 64. Was released on some for Xbox and PlayStation 2 and stuff like that, like periodically. But I think a full return to Turok would be awesome, and I think it should be on Xbox Series X. But that's not my number one. My actual number one is one I preach about all the goddamn time, and I've been waiting for a remake of this, and I think it's coming in the next 2 years max. We'll get an announcement. Mine is a little game called Perfect Dark.
Yay.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
This is one I talk about all the time. Like, Perfect Dark.
We haven't seen that since Perfect Dark Zero.
Yeah, which is like an Xbox 360 launch title.
It's been a while.
That's how long it's been. So to even just get a remastered version or rebooted version, whatever, would be
like a complete
phenomenal.
reboot.
Yeah, like from the ground up, like Resident Evil 2, 3 style. Like, would be phenomenal. Like, the game was really, really fun. It really helped out with the first-person shooter genre and everything like that. It would be amazing to see a reboot of that. Even if they don't use the original story and they're like, you know what, we're just going to twist it and make it our own and make it its own thing, make it good. But I think Perfect Dark would be an amazing return for Microsoft.
I agree.
Yeah, Perfect Dark was also developed by Rare, which is the same people did GoldenEye. So those were, like, I remember, very comparable at the time.
Yeah. You know who owns Rare?
Microsoft.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I would love to see Perfect Dark make a return. It's just one of those game franchises that, like, you look at Sony and they have this like huge character pool of, like, Nathan Drake, Ellie from Last of Us. I'm gonna pronounce her name
Ratchet
wrong,
and Clank.
Is it Eloy from Horizon? Joe?
Aloy.
From Horizon, Kratos. Like, you have all these big titans, and like Xbox has a few. You got like Master Chief, you got like the Phoenix people from Gears of War, like, you got a lot of people, but like adding just a game like Perfect Dark would be amazing.
Joanna Dark.
Yeah, Joanna Dark would be awesome.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of rare IPs that they're not touching. Battletoads.
Battletoads, lol.
I'm sorry, was that your pick?
No, oh yeah, my pick was Perfect Dark.
Okay.
No, for Xbox, Perfect Dark needs to make a return. That was my number one pick. Like, as soon as you said the prompt, that was the first game that came to my head. Was like, I need a Perfect Dark.
Okay.
That and Dead Space, but Dead Space I don't
thought
think
about
is gonna be
picking
really
that,
fun,
but
I
I'm
think.
glad you did.
Yeah, Perfect Dark is I've been meaning to go back and replay it because I think I still have it on backwards compatibility on my Xbox One.
Yeah.
I think so, and I really want to go back and play it. It's just such a fun game.
All right. Well, for me, quick honorable mention. Fusion Frenzy.
I don't
Fusion
even know
Frenzy.
what that is.
Yeah.
You don't know what that is?
Nope.
It was
Oh my God.
Xbox's Mario Party.
I'm gonna look this up. Keep talking about it. I'm looking this up.
Game's amazing.
Yeah, so it was just a mini game, like a party game. I think how many did they make? Did they make? I think they
don't
made like
know.
4 of them.
I don't know.
Well, let me look that up actually.
You do
But anyway, yeah, I think Xbox really needs a kid-friendly but like family fun game because Nintendo
Mhm.
has so many of them. You know, they have like Mario Tennis, Mario Party. They have Super Smash Brothers, games that you can just pick up and play, and like they're sellers. Like, I think if they can reboot Fusion Frenzy and do it right, it'll be something that like, I don't know, bring more people to the Xbox. I want to say. But that's my honorable mention. I think you guys know what my main one is.
What is it? Give it to me, buddy.
For Xbox?
Do you not remember Fusion Frenzy, Chappie?
I don't know why I don't remember Fusion Frenzy. Like I do
When was
not.
the last one? Hold on. Before I get to my main one, I need to figure out when the last one they made it, because they actually might have made that game. I just didn't know. Let me see. Fusion Frenzy.
I had many. I'll tell you a little story while you guys are googling it. I had many drunk adventures playing Fusion Frenzy.
Hell yeah.
Many parties at a friend's house where we would sit in his garage. We're like, what do you guys want to do today? And sometimes it wasn't even because we couldn't think of anything to do. Like, what we wanted to do was like, dude, let's load up Fusion Frenzy. Everybody, the rules were like, you take a shot if you lose the game.
Yeah.
Winner doesn't have to take a shot.
I remember this game.
Some of the games get crazy insane. And it became our thing. It's just it was like the most fun like stuff, you know. And then just like people passing out because it's just like everyone.
Yeah. So like Fusion Frenzy on the original Xbox,
real loud and insane.
it's got a 70 on Metacritic, which is,
Damn.
you know, okay.
It's a fantastic
solid.
game.
But the second one, I guess that came out on the 360, got a 49.
Oof.
And that is where the series ended. So they needed to bring Fusion Frenzy 3. They really should have made one for the Xbox One, so they could have kept it.
Yeah.
That system, but oh well. Bring Fusion Frenzy 3 to Xbox Series X.
Do it, you cowards.
Just make it a good game. Oh, and I just thought of another honorable mention, actually.
Which one?
Viva Pinata. Bring that back. I like the first one. I never played the second one.
Viva Pinata would be awesome. to
Viva
bring back.
Pinata?
Did you ever play that?
Joe, I feel like you played Viva Pinata.
No,
Jesse
I never
talks,
played.
Really? I swear Jesse talks about Viva Pinata all the
No,
goddamn time.
I have definitely never played it.
It was cool. It was made by Rare. Grant Kirkhope did the music, so that's why I liked it. And it was actually kind of relaxing. It was like a life simulator.
Yeah.
It was like almost like a pet simulator. You have your own little
Pinatas.
area, and then you like raise your pinatas and like feed them and build them enclosures. It's like Zoo Tycoon, actually.
Yeah, very classic
to
Rare
describe
game.
it.
It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, bring that back. Why not? But my number one is the one and only Banjo-Kazooie.
Yep.
There it is.
Yep.
So, Banjo 3E, I want it. Nuts and bolts didn't count as far
No,
as
it
I'm
doesn't.
concerned. 2E was the last one we got, and that wasn't even on the Xbox. That
Nope.
was on the N64.
God, I love. I see.
I
I
would
thought
love
you were
to
gonna pull the bait and switch and be like, "I want Banjo 3E, but I want it on N60 or on a Switch."
I was just about to say that.
I think they could do a dual release.
No,
would be awesome.
Well, I was gonna say, yeah, like the Banjo and Nintendo and Microsoft are getting along so well. I mean, they let them put Banjo in Smash, and they're also releasing like
Ori's
what is
on the
it?
Switch.
Super Lucky's Tale,
Yep.
Ori and the Blind Forest on the Switch. Cuphead is on the Switch.
Yep.
I don't,
Mm-hmm.
there is no reason that they couldn't release Banjo 3 on the Xbox Series X, and maybe even have it as a timed exclusive. Just like, hey, it's our,
Oh
we
yeah,
are
like
Rare.
release on Series X and PC for like
I would buy a Series X to play it.
3-4 months, and then be like, "Hey, then we're gonna release it on the Switch."
And now it's coming to the Switch. Now everyone can enjoy it.
I think people would buy it. I would buy it. I'd probably buy both, to be honest.
Yeah.
Hands
Such a
down.
good series that like I've
And
been
I would
waiting
want
for
them
the
to make a
longest time.
physical copy of it
It's
too.
the reason a lot of people bought or the replay game.
Yeah, Banjo.
Rare
Banjo
replay,
and
not
Banjo-Tooie.
retro replay.
I forgot about
Uh,
Rare Replay.
Yeah, a lot of people bought it so they could play
Banjo.
Banjo-Kazooie, and spoiler
Conquer.
alert, my honorable mention, Conker's Bad Fur Day, baby.
Classic.
Oh yeah.
That's my honorable mention.
Would love a
Spoilers.
new Conquer. We touched on it a little
Yeah.
bit, but a new Conquer would be so great.
Man.
Not the dumb army game,
Nope.
which is like, it's just a section from Bad Fur Day, but they turned it into a whole game, and it's still not as good.
Like just gives
Yeah, no.
classic Conquer. Just as absurd as you can do it would be perfect.
Mhm.
Ah,
Man.
Banjo though. Banjo, especially after we released in Smash, I got like a brand new like sense of hype
Yeah.
wanting it. Cause I'm like, man, these games were so good. Like
And he looks so good in Smash,
he looks
right?
great. His new design is amazing.
But
It's
it's like his old design, but they made it look good.
They updated it.
you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like it's what he should have looked like in Nuts and Bolts, but he just didn't.
Yeah, he looked all blocky and weird.
Yeah. So I love the new design. I'm 100% in for a new Banjo game, and I'm pretty sure that we're gonna get that announcement in the next 5 years. I think that Microsoft is looking into it and being like,
Can
you know
we
what?
just get it in this next year? Like, let's get it. Come on, launch title.
Oh, absolutely.
What?
Imagine if like Rare was like, okay, we shipped Sea of Thieves. We're just gonna have a small team like kind of maintaining that game, but our main team is gonna focus on Banjo-Kazooie. We're releasing it day one for Xbox Series X. That'd be
Yes.
crazy. That would be insane.
What if they teamed up with like, okay, this is crazy, but what if they were on such good terms with Nintendo that they actually teamed up with Nintendo to make this game?
I'd be okay with it.
They were like, hey, send us some of your guys who worked on Super Mario Odyssey.
mhm.
Help us make this game, and we're gonna release it on both platforms. We're gonna make a ton of money.
It's a dream.
And they're
the
like,
best
come on.
Yeah, because
Nintendo's like, "We're
I think there's a lot of fans of Banjo in Japan as well.
oh yeah,
It
Banjo's a
was one
very.
of the most popular games on the N64 in Japan.
It was so much fun. That's why.
Yeah,
Like the amount you can do, especially now, you can make that. Oh my god, you can make such a big world. Like you can literally pull the Super Mario Odyssey on Banjo-Kazooie,
Yes.
and it would be so much fun.
and I don't know, they'd have to come up with some new like ideas for like transformation. But see, Banjo-Kazooie kind of did the Odyssey thing, like it did it first.
Yeah.
Because the Odyssey, what is the whole thing? It's like, oh, you throw your hat and you transform into these different creatures.
Right.
Hello, like Mumbo Jumbo turns you into like, you know, a pumpkin.
Yeah.
Or an ant. Or
Yeah,
whatever.
I mean,
and
you
then
can
the
do that
gameplay
and just-
changes.
Just imagine that with like a huge world, though. Nowadays, you can
Yeah.
do so much, so much.
I just want it back.
Same.
I just see Steven going, like, anytime someone does something, he's like, Banjo did it first.
They did though.
Hey, you want to know what else Banjo did first? Okay, so you know how in Mario 64 and Super Mario Sunshine, you collect the stars or the shine sprites, and it takes you out of the level, and then you have to go back in and do another thing, right?
Yeah.
And then in Odyssey, they were like, "Oh, we're gonna make this more streamlined. You're gonna collect the moon, and guess what? You can just keep on walking. Go over to that moon over there. We're not gonna take you out of the level. You can explore this level at your leisure." Banjo did it first. All the jiggies were there. You
Yep.
collect it, and you just keep walking. You're like,
All
"All
the
right, where's the next
jiggies.
one?"
What a good game. What good games. Not you, Nuts and Bolts. Just the two.
Just no, never nuts and bolts. Never.
Yeah.
I like it.
Let's not talk about nuts and bolts. All right, Joe.
All
Your
right.
turn.
Well, this is the hardest one I had to do because I couldn't think of a Microsoft title that I wanted to reboot. So I'm just going to give Microsoft this one, even though it could be on any console, to be honest. I'm just going to say this one
Okay.
for Xbox. Give me I want a new Castlevania game,
Yes.
okay?
Ooh,
I need
Konami.
it needs I think a lot of people think, and I'm one of them. Castlevania's dead. It hasn't had a new entry since Lords of Shadow 2.
Yeah.
And that one is just okay. Even though I love the Lords of Shadow trilogy, I think they're. I know the second one is okay, but all three of them are really. I like
Wait,
together.
trilogy
Yeah, Mirrors of Fate,
on the DS, right?
3DS. Yeah, that's canon. That's in between both the games. It's part of the trilogy.
Oh, okay.
But But I'm a huge Castlevania fan, Metroid kind of Vania kind of guy. I haven't picked up. I picked up Bloodstained because it was on sale. Because I'm like, I want a new Castlevania-like thing, so I'm excited to play it. But just give us a new, a thing, with games like Ori doing really well, and Bloodstained apparently did. Other than the Switch port, I hear the game itself was really, really good.
It was from the original Castlevania creator.
Yeah, people want those kinds of games. So I'm like,
Yes.
Xbox could like make the thing, make a claim where it's like, hey, like we could, if we get Castlevania and make a new Castlevania like
Even
thing,
if it's
and
just
it's
a 2D
exclusive.
platformer.
Yeah.
Yeah,
or
people want.
Metroidvania.
I mean, you have the
What?
show out right now too, which is also driving hype.
Yeah, because I recently
Yeah.
replayed Mirrors of Fate, like I think a couple months ago, and I'm all like, why did they not have more of these on just on any
I think
console?
the well has just kind of run dry with Castlevania. Because Castlevania, it's a period thing, right? It's from like I forget when the earliest one is, but isn't it from like the 1800 or like the early hundreds up until like before our time?
There's a coherent Castlevania timeline, right? There's a timeline. There is an official timeline.
They'd have to squeeze another one in there. somewhere.
To which either squeeze a new one in there or be like, we're rebooting the timeline. And I'm sure some people will be like, no, you can't do that. But other people will be like, let them do it so we can get more games. So you're not gonna make anybody happy doing that.
Yeah, I think they could reboot it, and then that would just solve everything.
Yeah.
But like, especially with the success of the show, like Castlevania is popular. It's on there.
Definitely.
It's on people's brains. So
The
if
show
like
is so good. I just watched
yeah.
the first season.
Oh god, dude. Season 3 was so good. Was so good.
Hey,
I'm
you
gonna
got
watch that.
It's getting a season 4, so I'm very excited. But yeah, just put every Castlevania, and you could even just be like, listen, we'll just take the show
The same
and
character.
kind of like
yeah,
and
Blend it
kind of
into a
make
game.
make off that, because I'm just like people, and as long as you make it like a Castlevania game,
People are gonna love it.
People are gonna love it. It's just people want it.
Yeah.
As evidenced by how like a lot of people that watch the show have never even heard of Castlevania.
True.
They're like, a lot of people I talk to, I'm like, you watch Castlevania? Dude, I love it. You know it's a game? Is it? I didn't
Really?
know that. Yeah. There's lots of people. There's plenty of people that are like, oh, I really like it, and they didn't know it was a game.
yeah. I'm glad they got reps in Smash too. I think a lot of people are. I think that's why, because whenever you put a character in Smash Brothers, they like all of a sudden become like video game legends.
That's
Yeah.
how I get into Fire. That's how I got into Fire Emblem.
Exactly.
It was because Marth and Roy.
So there's all these new kids that are like, who's Richter? Who's Simon? Oh, there's a Castlevania show on Netflix, so that's why they
Whoa,
get into
let's
it.
check that
even though
out.
They never played the old ones.
And then they watch the show and they're like, dude, this show's really good.
hell yeah.
But like, I know there's a timeline, right? But like, and I know there's certain, but like,
'Cause
they've
they
never
all-
made a big deal about it. At least I feel like they haven't made like they're all connected, but it's like it's not a big thing.
Right.
They're all
Dracula's
connected.
the big bad.
So it's just
Would
like
there be somebody who can be even like above Dracula in terms of a threat?
no, Dracula's always the
Yeah.
The main.
well, Carmilla, Death,
Oh yeah.
Lords of
Who could
Shadow
forget?
Lords of Shadow did Satan. Another reason why Lords of Shadow is great, Patrick Stewart is a character in that game series. I'm just
Oh what?
yeah, Patrick Stewart voices like one of the main characters.
I gotta play it now.
He's in all 3 games.
He's just passionate about his Castlevania.
He's actually I'll give you one. Lords of Shadow, he's the narrator, so he narrates the game.
Okay.
Damn.
Great.
Yeah. So, but yeah, Castlevania, I just think Xbox would probably be the one that would jump on that. Be like, well, look at the popularity.
That's a good pick.
Can I also mention one more before we move on to Nintendo? Because I just
Yes.
thought about it while we were talking, and I didn't want to wait. I wanted to wait till everybody had their picks in to see if it was brought up.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of a classic, and I loved it. I forgot that it honestly existed until we were talking. I was like, oh yeah, that was a fun game. I don't know if you guys ever played Jet Set Radio Future.
Dude,
That game was
yeah.
awesome. It was an Xbox exclusive. I mean, it was Jet Grind Radio first on the Dreamcast, and then Jet Set Radio.
This
and then
is a Sega
Future.
game, yeah.
Yeah. So then they moved to Xbox, and Jet Set Radio Future was my shit. That was so much fun. Like, very much like, it felt similar to, but like a more goofy version of like Tony Hawk's Pro Skater, where you're just on rollerblades and you're going around, and you're tagging things, and you're grinding on things, and it had this cool soundtrack. Like, Jet Set Radio Future was awesome. I would love to see a reboot of that game. It's
Or
also,
a remaster.
yeah, a nice zany, fun game to just have amongst all the like super serious Xbox games. Like,
I
give me that.
heard Sunset Overdrive, another Xbox exclusive, is kind of like in the same vein, actually.
Very similar.
Never played
yeah.
it.
Very similar. I personally like Jet Set Radio just because of the character design and everything like that. I just preferred it more, but no, Sunset Overdrive is very similar. But no way we're getting any of that because Insomniac is now PlayStation.
True.
So if we get anything like that, that'll be so weird. Like, imagine if the PlayStation 5 launches with Sunset Overdrive, the sequel.
That would be insane. I think
That would be
the-
weird.
Because,
Like,
like, oh, the
Xbox.
first one's on Xbox, but the sequel, or, like, we're going to do it again on PlayStation. It's like, this is weird.
Why did Insomniac even make an exclusive for Xbox? That's kind of weird.
Probably just at
think-
the time.
I think they made it because I think they made a lot of PlayStation games, but I don't think they were owned by Sony. Maybe.
No, they weren't.
Not so
yeah.
recently.
And so then they made Sunset Overdrive, and they were like, "Well, you can't make games for the enemy," so they bought them.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
they made Spider-Man first, and that was
Or
a
I don't
huge
know what I'm
success.
talking about. I don't know. Maybe they were like, "Hey, you want to make Spider-Man?" And they're like, yeah."
Well, Spider-Man was the huge success, and then they bought Insomniac because it was just... I mean, obviously,
Yeah.
because of how big Spider-Man was, I'm sure they were like, we're not letting anybody else touch this property, or like,
Yeah.
anything...
Can I say, real quick?
Yeah.
That I'm not excited about the Avengers game.
Me neither.
I'm going to buy it, don't
I'm
get me
just
wrong,
like,
'cause I want to play it, but I'm more
so-
interested to see what happens.
You're just not Ultimate Alliance, because I'll just play Ultimate Alliance.
I'm just gonna wait for those leaks.
Yeah.
You know?
I'll read the spoilers on that game. I'll feel better about reading spoilers on that game personally.
Yeah, I'm just like, I don't know. I keep forgetting it's coming out, and every
end of
time
the
someone
year,
brings up
yeah.
Spider-Man, I'm like,
Oh,
yeah, in the Avengers game, and I'm like, oh yeah, that's coming out, huh? And you'd think it'd be on my radar, but I'm so burnt out on like movie Marvel kind of things,
Fair.
and I'm just like, meh.
My question on that is, then we're going to get to Nintendo, I swear. Is Spider-Man going to be a PlayStation exclusive character?
See, that's what I want to know. Is he exclusive to PlayStation? Are they lending him over
They
to? Is it going
they
to
have
be the same
licensing
Spider-Man?
rights to them. I mean, it's Sony.
Yeah, I feel like PlayStation's either A, going to have him only on that console, or 2, if they have him on the Avengers, he'll be on both consoles, but PlayStation would get something like the Marvel Spider-Man PlayStation skin to use in game, like the suit from PlayStation. That would be a little easier, but I feel like it would suck just not having him in the game at all.
Or you have to like do a bunch of annoying stuff to unlock him on Xbox, and you just have him on PlayStation.
I'd be okay with that because at least there's an option to
feel
get
like-
him.
I feel like he won't make an appearance in those Avengers games. Just
I
like
feel-
he didn't make an appearance in the movie.
But Sony wants to do like a Marvel video
Sony and Marvel
game
are playing nice
universe.
now.
Yeah.
I think they will show him if he's not in the main game as an actual playable character. I think he'll be post credits.
Maybe. I
Okay.
think he'll be. I think he'll be DLC exclusive to the PlayStation side.
I would hope that those are in the same universe then. Like, I mean, hell, let's just do an MCU for video games. Like, wouldn't that be cool?
Yeah, just build it up.
know?
Make all good
Even
games.
though
Get
one's
good
made
studios.
by Square Enix and one's made by Insomniac, you could still merge them somehow.
Yeah, you have a good
Yeah.
time.
Disney and Sony did it, so
Yeah, exactly. So we'll see.
but yeah. Oh, and I would be okay with this as long as Sony gets the Spider-Man in Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2 remake that's coming out. Because
There
he
you
was
go.
in the original
He
Tony Hawk's
was. He
Pro
was one of the
Skater 2.
original. They said that they're going
That's
to be
true.
on there. They said that the original skaters are going to be on there.
Not Spider-Man?
They said the guest characters too, so I'm pretty sure, but
Oh my god, yes.
we'll see.
They're gonna have to ask Disney for that. And
That'd
Darth
be
Maul's gonna be in the third one. They're gonna have to ask Disney again.
Let's go.
Man, I can't wait.
So we're moving.
But yeah, so we're moving on to Nintendo.
Here we go.
Yes, a lot of IPs. I think Nintendo probably has the most IPs out of any company.
You'll never guess mine.
Mine. It's funny enough. Out of all these IPs, there's only one game that I want rebooted or a sequel or updated or anything like that. There's only one that has always been in the forefront because the technology lends itself to this game, and it's been years of me saying this.
Okay.
And that game is Pokemon Snap.
Fuck, that was mine.
Give it to me, damn it. Give it
Yes.
to me.
I
How have they
agree with
not
that.
done anything with this IP before? Like, are you fucking kidding me?
I don't know, man. I have no idea.
They
how
had the opportunity. in the
they,
Wii U.
like they've had like a golden like ticket to
With
do
the Wii
Pokemon
U.
Snap or a reboot, and they're just like, nah.
Like, they had the golden opportunity, in my opinion, with the Wii U. Now even more so with the Switch, because you
The
can take
Switch
it to
too,
go.
man.
Like, but literally, when I heard the Wii U was coming out, I'm like, oh my god, we're finally going to get a new Pokemon Snap.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody thought so. Everybody's like, this would be perfect, because it's like a dual screen experience thing.
Yeah,
you
you can
use
move the screen
yeah,
and look and
that would be
virtual
your camera.
space.
And then you use the TV for, like, you know, just looking around. Like, there's so many ideas. Like, how have you not? And, like, the other thing is, it's not like, granted, I'm not a game developer, so I don't know entirely, but, like, it's not that complicated compared to some other things that are releasing.
You know,
to do,
it's
I
a
feel
rail
like.
shooter.
Exactly.
It's
you
just a
sit
rail shooter.
in the little Pokemon or Pokeball thing, and it just
Dude, I
follows
never
the
thought
track.
of it that way.
And you literally
Yeah.
just turn left and right. It's not that, like,
Yeah, you're on a track. Yeah.
yeah, it's not complicated versus a lot of other things. So it's like, why have we not gotten a new Pokemon Snap? And imagine what you can do with it. Like, you only technically need to make one Pokemon Snap and throw a billion DLCs of every generation in it. Couple new islands, couple new areas. You know,
Yeah.
maybe we tweaked this one area in the update and we added like an extra fire Pokemon from a new gen or something like that. Like, little bits can
Oh,
go
if
a
they
long way.
rebooted it, yeah.
Yeah, like just if they did a full
Yeah.
reboot. I wouldn't mind if just a remake in general would be fine. But like if they full rebooted it, they can have access to so many Pokemon.
Well, yeah, because there was 150 then, and now there's like 800 now.
Yeah.
So I mean, like, just the ecosystem is just immense. Like,
Yeah, so you can do so much, and I'm like, how is this not? It just doesn't make sense to me that it's been this long, and like
Yeah.
fans pretty universally want a Pokemon Snap. Like, they want something new from that series
Yeah.
because it was a fun series. Like, I remember one time when I lived in Arizona, like 5 years ago, I got bored, and me and my roommate just got really, really drunk and beat Pokemon Snap in one day because it's a short game. But
It
we're
is
just like,
short,
fuck
yeah.
it, and then, like, it's so fun, especially when you're like drinking and stuff like that. Because you're like, there's the fucking Lapras, get the Lapras, get the like you're freaking out and you're like, you know,
there's
screaming. At
Eevee,
people.
there's Eevee.
Yeah, so like, it's a fun game. Like, I would love to see another Pokemon Snap, like, so bad. You don't even
You're
need to
just
change
yelling
anything.
at him like you're Joan Janet Jameson, and you're like, what are these shots?
Yeah,
These shots are shit.
exactly. I need
Mm-hmm.
Professor Oak to criticize me again.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I need. Then I'm good.
Man, I love that game. I
Yeah.
gushing about that game for a long time.
That's a
That
good
was actually
one.
my pick.
Any
so-
other honorable mentions that you might have for Nintendo? That was my only one.
I don't know. I'll have to think. I'm
Because
gonna look at
Nintendo's
a
Alright.
list.
pretty
Joe's
good
gonna have
about
to
go. I got
keeping
it.
their stuff.
I got it. You guys ready?
Yes.
Now this is when I played it, it's a GameCube game. Okay,
Mhm.
so going back to GameCube, but Nintendo had it, and this game they've kept teasing it. We almost got one, but then they got canceled. Give me a new Eternal Darkness.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Darkness. That game was so, for people that don't know, that game was so, it had the craziest mechanic ever. It had the sanity meter. Okay.
Mhm.
And how it worked was every time an enemy saw you, your sanity went a little bit down. It was this green little bar that you could increase in certain characters, but certain characters had really, because you swapped, you read a storybook that told people's lives in this game. And it had a lot of choices, which was weird, that affect the story. But when your sanity meter gets low, the game starts messing with you. You start seeing enemies who aren't there.
I love that.
You start looking out, and all of a sudden, you have no bullets. You go into a room, and you're on the roof. You go into a room, and your head just blows up. You go into a room, and you're just stuck in the loop. sometimes the game itself will stereo go, "Thank you for playing the Eternal Darkness demo," and then the game console shuts off.
Oh, it's so cool.
And you're like, what? And then it goes, and so many people have been like, yeah, my game crashed, so I had to restart it. And I'm like, no, the game was effing with you and you fell for it every time. It gave you blue screen of death. It gave you so many. The game itself is such a crazy cool mechanic.
It's like that part in Batman Arkham Asylum,
Yes.
but the full game.
Exactly that.
Yeah. That's when he brought that up, it made me think of, I was like, oh, dude, Eternal Darkness. Because that game had a really cool it had a like dismemberment before Dead Space did. Now that I think about it, it had limb targeting. Like
Did
before.
it?
Nice.
Yeah, because when you melee attacked, you had to like target specific. Like if you attacked its arms, the zombie couldn't grab you anymore. And then if you attacked the leg, the zombie would still come crawling at you. It had a really cool spell system that you just had to like you yourself had to just like get these runes. And then you had to experiment by mixing runes with like different things, and it's like, oh hey, you got a spell, and you're like, I don't even know what the spell, but you'd have to write it down because it wouldn't save it until you actually learned it in game.
Right.
But you could figure it out beforehand. So and then it just had all this crazy. It had so many in-depth stuff, but the sanity meter was the biggest thing, and it had a crazy bonkers story. All about ancients like that, like sleep beneath the earth and
Cabin in the
all this
Woods.
Crazy.
And that's a thing that's kind of unusual for Nintendo. They don't usually do mature, but that was like that was a mature game, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It's like I think
I'm pretty sure. Yeah, it was pretty. People die. There's some messed up stuff in that game. Like some of the stuff that happens is pretty. There is a character in the game where you're just like you think like spoilers, but like it's like 8,000 years old. You think like the character wins, right? And they're looking at you with like a smile on their face, and like we did it, and you just find out he's in a straitjacket, and like they locked him in an insane asylum. It's crazy stuff.
I'm looking up some secrets right now, and it says beat the game once, you'll be able to see the credits as many times as you want. Beat the game twice, you can select which level to play on. Beat the game thrice, you unlock Eternal Mode, which makes you unbeatable in the game.
Oh, that's sick.
That game's hard. There's also if I remember correctly, there's three gods that depending on which one you pick at a certain point, one god becomes the antagonist and the other god becomes like your like reluctant like ally. And then like the third god is like it's just like a nothing kind of thing, and it changes what enemies you fight throughout the game. So if you pick like, I don't remember the names, I just remember the colors. So if you pick like the blue god, you have more blue enemies, and then like a bunch of sub bosses are totally different than someone else if they picked a different god. And they have different mechanics too to beat. So it has like 3 replayabilities. Unless you are like me and you solve the secret of the temple and you get the ultimate 4th element and you just destroy everything. But
I gotta play that. They should remaster that. Nintendo doesn't do remasters. That's the thing.
Remaster or make it or something. But it was, I remember, it was a GameCube exclusive, if I remember correctly.
Yes.
Yeah, I remember it being on GameCube.
Yeah.
I remember IGN gave it a really high score too.
Yeah, it's really good.
Yeah.
It's a real good game.
You reminded me though, talking about this game, one I would like to see on Nintendo. I guess another pick or an honorable mention. Fatal Frame.
Yes.
I think a new one's coming out.
Is there a new one coming out?
I am pretty sure a new one is coming out.
Because I know there was one on the Wii U that came out like a while ago, obviously.
I think Nintendo said that there is a new Fatal Frame coming out on the Switch, or like a bundle or something. But one of those two.
But Fatal Frame would be a nice return to form kind of.
Those are surprisingly like for Nintendo. Those are really creepy games.
Yeah. The idea of them is terrifying as well.
Yeah. But to do that with your Switch though, oh man, that'd be uncomfortable.
No announced new Fatal Frame. The last one was Made in Blackwater on the Wii U.
Yep. That's the one I remember.
Maybe there's rumors, but they haven't.
Maybe I think there might be.
It.
I think there might be rumors that they're working on a Fatal Frame game.
They're probably going to work on it soon. I'm sure it'll be a thing.
I know that Monolith, Steven, who makes Xenoblade,
yes,
want to make Nintendo's first like unique mature IP. They want to make like a mature game.
Do it. They can.
They said I think after this one they're working on it. Their new IP is going to be like the most grown-up Nintendo, like an 18 plus Nintendo.
Could you
game.
imagine like an Uncharted?
Oh my god.
Well, it's Monolith, so it's going to be anime as F, and I'm going to love it.
Yeah.
Can you? Okay. I'm sure you guys saw the PS5 tech demo, right? The Unreal Engine.
Yeah.
Was that
Something happened this week?
Was that a game? Like a game?
No.
That was just a tech.
No,
game, right?
that was just the tech.
Kind of
demo.
reminded
Something-
me of like Tomb Raider though.
That's exactly what I was thinking. I was talking to somebody about this earlier, and they're like, "No, I thought it was supposed to be. It was a game, and I'm like, "I'm pretty sure that was just for the demo." It's like when Nintendo showed off that Zelda footage, and everybody lost it for the GameCube, and it was like, "No, it's just a tech demo." But Zelda or Link just happens to be the character. But
Yeah.
like that game looked like you didn't even see that much of that game, but I 100% got like an Uncharted Tomb Raider type vibe from it, and I was like, "Give me this."
Hell, you never know. Maybe they'll make
Mixed
it
with
into an
Prince of
actual
Persia.
game. They'll
The,
announce
ga-
it later.
the Zelda thing, the Zelda thing was just a tech demo, but people liked it so much they turned it into Twilight Princess.
Which is arguably one of the best Zelda games out there.
Yep.
In my opinion, my favorite.
They did it because of the unwanted backlash of Wind Waker, even though some people to this day are like,
Well,
yeah,
they
Wind
fell in
Waker's
love with it later.
yeah, well, yeah. That's the thing about Wind Waker is like everyone's like, this game it looks dumb, and I'm all like, it looks different, but if you play it, that game was dark as F.
You know what's funny?
Yeah.
I was one of the people never played Wind Waker. Still to this day, haven't played Wind
One
Waker.
of the best Zelda games.
Yeah, my sister Jamie, again bringing her on, friend of the show.
Friend of the show.
She's not a big gamer, okay. But Wind Waker, she knows that game like front to back. She knows like all the secrets to that game.
Respect.
That's like the one game where she's like, oh, I know. She knows everything. It's kind of crazy.
I keep hearing how amazing
Yeah.
it is. I'm like, I really need to go back and play it.
It's
I
so
will
good.
at some point.
Just off your Wii U.
I mean, I was just thinking. I've already been considering just getting a GameCube and just living off
That
the
works.
retro. And I'm like, you know what? I might just get a GameCube and like I'll just get the original Wind Waker. And
You have to.
it's a lot of money, but I mean,
And
like,
Twilight Princess on the
You
GameCube
wanna-
is good.
You want to just borrow my copy of Wind Waker on the GameCube?
yes. I just need to buy a GameCube, which I'm fine with because I want a GameCube really bad. There's so
Or
many
you
good
could
games.
buy-
Like 50, 60 bucks.
Yeah, they're not
Or
bad.
you, or you could just buy a Wii U and
Yeah.
get Wind Waker HD.
Yeah, but I don't want another Wii U. I already had one, and it was the worst mistake of my life.
But get it. But since you already have a Wii U, or
Had.
you don't have it anymore.
Yeah, I sold it.
Had.
Shit.
I got rid of that thing before the Switch
Uh,
was even announced. I was so tired of the Wii U.
Get a Wii. Get a Wii. Because
Not
if you
Wii?
get a Wii, do you have a Wii?
Think so anymore?
You can play GameCube games on the Wii.
Yeah,
that's
you,
why.
Oh,
you
you're
can
right.
play GameCube games on the Wii with the controller and the memory card.
Yeah.
So you might as well just get the Wii, because then you can actually have a Wii.
Yeah, that's true.
Say Wii one more time.
No.
Please. Hey, when you go on a roller coaster, what do you do? What do you say?
I say, holy shit.
Ah.
Oh, yeah. Fuck
See, I just look at the camera and make the stupidest faces ever. If you want to entertain yourself for a good long time, anybody just find my Instagram. I'm not going to tell you what it is. Just find it. And if you go through, if you see any
yeah.
pictures of me on a roller coaster at Disneyland that has pictures, I have done everything on, like, as much as I can so far, and I want to do more
yes.
with pictures. Like, there was one where I literally, at the beginning of the ride before it went off, I took my shoe off, and I put it up to my head like I was answering a phone call with my shoe.
Jesus
like,
Christ,
I just-
dude.
That's a good idea.
I've had another one where, like, the camera comes down, and, like, if this was the camera for the ride, I literally had, like, my phone, so I
Yeah.
was taking a selfie of myself while the camera was taking a picture of me. Like, I just love going there. So, oh man, I miss Disney.
Disneyland, man. Fuck. I miss
miss
it
it.
so much, too.
It'll be open by the
Mhm.
end of the year, guaranteed. I think it's gonna be open guaranteed by October at the latest.
I think so.
I think they're not gonna miss out on holiday season.
No, they're not.
All right. Well, let me get back to the Nintendo real quick since I've been looking at the list. Let me just go a little rapid fire real quick.
Rapid fire, man.
Because I've been thinking about a lot of stuff. So Donkey Kong 64, I liked it a lot as a kid. Maybe let's get another Donkey Kong 3D platformer. We got a
Oh, yeah,
lot of good 2D platformers. I would like to see another 3D one. My favorite Mario sports game hasn't been around for a while. Mario
Tennis?
Baseball. No, they made tennis on the Switch. I fucking
it's
love
re-
the Mario
it's-
Baseball series.
Yeah, baseball.
For the GameCube was one of my favorite. And I think there was one on the Wii. Didn't play it, but it's been a while since that came out. So please bring that to the Switch. You already have tennis. Yeah.
What about Strikers?
Yeah, bring that too. I think that
love
was also
Strikers.
on the Wii. Honestly, just bring them all back.
Yeah.
Like they keep bringing tennis back. Like they brought tennis back for the Wii, the Wii U, and the Switch. But I don't know why they're neglecting the other ones. Like let's just keep it going.
Yeah,
Baseball,
everybody loves them.
soccer,
They were all fun.
they're all great. Yeah. There was what was the other one? Okay, so I have my new number one. But before I say it, I want to mention F-Zero because I think
Ooh.
I wasn't the biggest F-Zero fan. I did play it on the N64 a lot at my friend's house, and it's fun. I think it's the one that people want them to bring back the most
Right.
because there hasn't been an entry since the GameCube, and there are a lot of F-Zero fans.
Oh yeah, there's a
and
lot.
A lot of people who have became F-Zero fans because Captain
There's
Falcon
literally
and
dozens of us.
Smash. Yeah, there's dozens of them.
There's dozens
So-
of us.
That is a good one. I think they just need to bring that back just to satisfy everybody, and especially F-Zero fans. I think
Oh
they
yeah.
have been waiting long enough. But my number one now is WarioWare.
Ooh.
Yes.
So that WarioWare Touched on the DS and WarioWare Twisted on the Game Boy were like my favorite games. Like those games are so addictive. They're just mini games.
Yeah.
That's all it is. But they're like rapid fire. It's like Mario Party on crack. It's like if Mario Party was like, all right, play mini game. You have 10 seconds. All right, play another one. You have 5 seconds. All right, play another
Yeah.
one. And it's just like, oh my god. All right, twist. Okay.
Yeah, just go as
And-
best you can. Go.
yeah, and it's so fun, man. Those games. I don't think they've made one in a while either. I think the last one was on the Wii.
Didn't they re-release it or something?
Okay, yeah. So they did re-release a bunch of like the best ones. It was like a mashup of all the previous entries, and they like released it as WarioWare Gold on the 3DS. But I wouldn't count that because even
No,
though
that's
it's a
fine.
good game, it's just a mashup of all the old ones. It actually features over 300 apparently, which is cool. 300 mini games. But yeah, they need to bring that back. For
I
the
agree.
Switch especially, come on. Like
Yeah,
with
you
the
have so much fun.
Joy-Cons,
You have so much fun.
there could be modes where you take the Joy-Cons off. There could be modes where you use
Oh
the
my god,
motion.
dude. WarioWare, dude.
I'd love it.
Yes, WarioWare. And there you have it. All the games we want to see be brought back for the new generation. I think we covered a lot.
We covered a lot.
today.
We did.
Yeah.
Granted, PlayStation had like $1 billion, but
Yeah, and then it's like, we know Halo's coming back. We know that they're going to make Gears 6.
Yep.
These are given.
Yeah.
We have to shed spotlight on some of the ones that, no one talks about, like Eternal Darkness,
Siphon Filter.
Yes.
Siphon
We need
Filter.
to- In Siphon Filter.
Bring these back, please.
Come back.
I mean, we might get the announcements. I mean, Summer of Games and stuff like that is full effect. And okay, if I can
Yeah.
rant for a second
Go
Yes.
ahead.
before we do a sign off. I am I'm glad that we got some form of like game announcement thing from people. You know what I mean? Because E3 was obviously canceled, and then Keighley stepped in, and GameSpot stepped in, and IGN. They all have their own shows now. But the thing that I am like irked on, and like, man, I wish we kind of just like, it's the best we're gonna get so far. But like, I wish we still had like an E3 just week, like just
Mhm.
1 week of centralized news about all these games. Because like, the alternative right now that we're going for and getting is the entire summer of releases, which is like a cool sustained thing, like over months. Like, oh, we get this hype of this and this and this. I really like the idea, though. I always loved E3 for just being a week of constant hype. Like,
Yeah.
it was a crazy week of like, here's this game announcement, here's this game, here's this game, here's this game. Like, trying to keep up with what was being announced and like shown was so fun during that like chaotic week that I wish they kind of like kept the whole summer of games thing and just kept it in a week, like, or at least 2 weeks, or even just at most a month, just 1 month.
We just want E3 back.
Yeah, I want
We
E3
just
back,
want it
but
back.
I mean, E3 was going downhill. It had a lot of problems that were happening, and then they tried to do the whole like, we want to be an influencer show now, and which is a dumb
Ugh.
idea. And I just really wish that we had just the one centralized show, or like a
You
very
guys didn't like
contained thing.
windpipes? You didn't like the windpipes?
I don't like any windpipes.
You know what?
You didn't like the cringy dance?
No.
The dance Ubisoft conference? Come on,
Oh,
man.
fucking the
Come
Ubisoft.
on. With the pandas? Let's go.
Pandas.
No?
See, I'm like, I wish we could give me. I would have loved to get like, cause just imagine, especially this year with the new console coming out, like there's so many huge hype announcements that could have been made of like, you know, Batman games coming out. Here's the new Halo gameplay footage. Here's the Assassin's Creed footage, all in one like week. That would be insane. Like it would arguably.
Here's what the PlayStation looks like.
Yeah, here's what the PlayStation looks like, and the price point.
Here it is.
Price point, everybody goes nuts. But like, I think just having that would have been so much better. And like, I don't know. I think this, if E3 actually happened and they didn't cater to like the influencer thing, I actually think this probably would have been the most hype E3 we've had in years.
Yeah.
Like,
I get you.
Because there's new consoles, so I mean, there's a lot to show off.
Nintendo pretty much nailed it years ago with the whole Nintendo Direct thing. I love the Nintendo Directs where they're just like, hey, we're going to have a Direct in like 3 or 4 days. It's going to be at, 8 o'clock a.m. Tune in. They even tell you it's going to be 35 minutes long. Get ready. I wish Sony and Microsoft would do that. I know Sony kind of has started doing that with like their State of Play thing.
Xbox is trying, but I mean, the last one wasn't that great.
Yeah, that was. I mean, they can work on it. Now they know that with the constructive criticism, like, hey, maybe show some gameplay.
Yeah, I mean, they have another one coming in July, I believe it is, and that's supposed to be like the first party ones with like Halo and whatever else they have on their docket, whatever Ninja Theory's probably working on. Like, there's a lot that they can go for.
The problem with those though is that people are hungry. And like Nintendo used to like throw them out every few months, like, hey, we're gonna have another one, we're gonna have this Direct, and then like see us in a couple months. Now they're kind of just like, I think I even said, oh, we're not putting anything out this month, and everyone's like, Nintendo, it's June. E3 usually in this month. They're like, yeah, we don't have any plans. It's just like, god damn, like people are hungry, man. They're waiting.
Especially right now where nobody's doing anything. So, like, of course we want to see something. Or, like, anything. And, like, I really miss the, like, hype announcements. Like, I think of...
Smash is always hype.
I think of Smash's announcement. When it was revealed, do you remember that announcement? Because that announcement still
everybody is here? Everyone is here? Yes.
And I still get hyped to this day. Like, because if I remember right, it was at the end of a Direct, and they were like, we have one more thing, because they always do the one more thing we have to show you.
Yeah.
And it started off with the Splatoon characters going at it, and it was like, oh, this could be a DLC for Splatoon, or like early work on Splatoon 2. This is so cool. And they're like fighting, and then like it goes from white in the background, slowly gets darker, and then you just see like the flame like silhouette pretty much.
Eye.
And then it zooms in and you see it in the eye, and then you just see the logo on fire, and I was like, oh my. The hype was insane. There's a video in the Nintendo store in New York of that exact moment. I've never seen more hype in my life. Like, people lose it over this thing. Like, oh my god, it was such a huge announcement. 'Cause then
those reactions are always so fun to watch. Like when Cloud was announced.
Oh yeah, huge.
Oh my god.
Banjo, huge. Like, it's just awesome to see, especially at the Nintendo store. But like, that's what you're missing out without having this, like, instead of doing the summer of games, instead of it was just like a month or a week, like, where you just continuous announcements of hype, like, get people excited for what's coming out, like, really go for it, like, show them what they're gonna spend their money on, and like, just shoot for the moon, just go for it. So we'll see in the next couple months what we're gonna get, but hopefully we get some really good stuff.
I'm looking forward to the Microsoft first party thing.
Same.
Because if they try to do it like with the Direct, like that kind of style, like, all right, look, this is what's coming up, and then they show. Of course, they'll show Halo Infinite, like, probably at the end, show all the gameplay.
Give me gameplay, please.
Could you imagine, like, they're like, oh, by the way, we're working on this. And then
by the way, Scalebound back on.
Yeah, or Scalebound, or...
That would be hype. Oh my god.
Remember Blinks the Time Cat? Remember him?
Back.
He's back.
You know what? One more last one, and then we can go ahead and sign off for PlayStation. Where's Gex? You guys remember Gex?
Can they bring Gex back?
Give me Gex. I love it.
He's making too much money off Geico commercials.
I know. He's having fun.
Oh my god, Gex. They should remaster those.
I used to play that game.
At the very least.
I agree. Or a Game Boy all the time. It's so good.
Yeah. Any Game Boy games that need to be... there's Golden Sun.
Golden Sun!
Yeah.
Gex!
I don't even think about handheld stuff.
Next time. Handhelds only.
Handhelds only.
Hey, that could be a topic in the future. We can talk about handhelds. Those are very important.
Maybe that's next week's topic. You don't know.
Well,
Joe already knows what next week's topic is too.
go.
I don't.
You want to let the audience know what the next week's
no,
topic is?
I don't want to feed my baby birds anything. You guys gotta wait.
Is that what we're gonna call them?
We're gonna call our fans. No, we gotta think of a.
Baby birds.
I'll call them baby birds.
We're calling baby birds for now. Until we get something that we all like better than baby birds. They're
You're
all
our
baby
baby
birds.
birds.
That's kind of weird.
I don't
but
care.
I like it.
Good. I'm in a Corvo mask.
never
Weird
know what
is
you're
kind
gonna
of
get.
like a thing.
Yeah. Oh, hey, all you cool cats and kittens. Hey, all you
Oh,
baby
God.
birds.
Oh God. Instead of Carol Baskin, it's Carol Burtson.
Hey, before we all sign off, you guys,
Any
You want some
final
candy?
thoughts?
you want some candy?
Oh, okay. We're gonna cut it short.
You want to
Oh,
get some candy here?
He's doing the thing.
Make sure you subscribe
Alright,
to us on YouTube and our Twitch. All
Yes.
the links.
Actually,
Some
that I
little
can
candy?
that I can agree with.
Candy?
A little sour sugar. A little candy.
All right. So when you edit
Get it.
this on Monday, make sure you cut this part out.
Don't cut it out.
I don't
Feed
want-
it.
Should I leave it?
I don't want to
Eat the
scare
candy.
viewers.
Eat the
He's getting
goddamn
closer.
candy. Look at it.
All right. All
Guys,
right.
bye
Eat
guys.
it.
I'm getting scared.
Eat the candy.
Bye guys.
Cut.
Bye.